go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm Braethorn. How are y'all doing? I hope the answer is doing fine and good and well. We're past the halfway point in the week, so, you know, you never know how that's going to go, but at least it's almost break time for those who do the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday gig. But here we are. So happy to be here with you guys. And, man. Steve, what's going on? Oh, it said I'll be back. Awesome. Chris, welcome in. And Grandma's Boy Live, welcome back. Yeah, we'll be ready to help you out here tonight. Over in Twitch land. What is going on? Draw Curiosity, welcome back. How are you doing? With the shaking bee there, I think RGB there shaking and showing. I think that's how bees fly. I think that's how they do it. They just vibrate, right? That's why the buzzing sound happens. That's how that goes. Bone Shock, welcome in. Bluesionic Wolf, how are you doing? Shanala Cerberus, welcome. WX Fan, what's going on? Yes, of course you were mentioned. Constantly mentioning you, buddy. How you doing? After all of that, that work on that tournament, getting a nice little break, I hope. Jaspers, how's it going? Welcome, or not, Jaspers. Either way, doing good. Had a nice little nap. That's the way. That is the way. As a PhD in insect flight, I concur. They do vibrate. Yes, I think I have one that I spent way too long animating. Did I ever? I did. It's not, it didn't come out that smoothly. Let me give you some advice. Don't ever try to animate something in Photoshop just because you can. It's, yeah. I tried. Get my Discord DM questions. I need to look at that. Sorry about that, WX. I'll take a look. Discord with notifications, it just never happens to me. So unless I knowingly go and check it, yeah. Sorry about that. To be fair, I did do one animation in Canva. It worked better than I expected. It's just, it seems like, it just seems like more work than it should be. Animators need to be paid more. I swear. I know you've talked about it. Yeah, well, talked about it. Yes. Fixed it. No. Now, Draw Curiosity, I know that you like gear. You are into gear. And I don't know if that just is mostly about cameras. However, I don't think you've seen this yet. Got this in pretty recently. It took a few weeks to get this thing done. Have you heard of Colorware? They used to just do mice and PlayStation controllers just in all these crazy colors. Amazing paint jobs. Here, hold on. Also, I now don't have to like grab my camera to zoom and focus, which is great. Yay, wireless follow focus. There you go. There we go. The list of colors, W-A-R-E, colorware. Yeah, like hardware, software, colorware. I have the exact same mic cover. Yes, yeah. It's just, I couldn't decide at first. I honestly could not decide at first whether I should just keep it, like, is this too much? And then I realized too much is like my whole brand. So yeah. I figured if I'm finally going to go the way of the SM7B or DB in this case, I'm going to go in style. Mic is white. No schmanciness there. White and purple is an amazing combination. Ask me how I know. Yeah, so I also got a matching. So I'm going to be doing some in front of green screen kind of talking into a microphone kind of stuff. And so, of course, SM58 all day long, the classic. And I got it matching. I was like, if this is going to take weeks to do, and this thing is not that expensive, at least relative, compared to this right here. If it's going to take weeks to do, I'll just get my handheld mic too. And I think at first this was my main goal. I'm looking at the wrong camera again. I think this was my main goal at first, and I was just like, oh man, this looks so sick. So I did it. I'm sorry. I never buy gear I don't need, and by never I mean constantly. I'm looking at them right now. It looks very cool. It is very cool. I just wish they did a Super 55. I wish they did a Super 55. It's just with that mic, it's the pop filtration is glued to the metal part. So on the inside. Way to go, Shure. Good job. I complained at them last year at NAB. I talked to them and I was like, why did y'all do that? I want to like paint this thing or do something cool with it. And it's like, I'm going to destroy the pop. They were complaining about it too. They're like, man, look, we're marketing people. We don't like it either, but we're microphone people, but we're the marketing team. We didn't make that decision 15 years ago or whatever when that mic came out. Yeah, this is paint. This is like automotive paint, basically. I've always had a hatred of black cables and all tech being default black and therefore had to spot if the lights aren't on. Hard to spot, right? So I'm here for colorful tech. Absolutely. Especially when it matches your purple and gold bee mascot. But Grandma's Boy Live, if you are here, I can help you out. Also, if you didn't get that notification, I don't know. The bell should be working if you hit it. If you're looking for noties. Yeah, so the thing is, I don't know if you can just send in a microphone and have them paint that. I would really like that because what was it I was looking at? I was looking at I have the Sony XM6 noise canceling headphones, and they have those now. If they'd had, I don't know, I didn't know about them when I bought the XM6s, but just amazing for flying, by the way, which I'm not going to be doing any of that anytime soon because of how much of a nightmare that supposedly is. So if you are, I wish you the best of luck. I'm probably skipping NAB because of that this year. That is later this month. But yeah, I don't if I can just send mine in and get this same finish on them. Is that the metallic? Yeah, so the color for this is where are your microphones? There they are. Okay, so it's under Illusion, and the color is Twilight Gloss. Twilight Gloss. If I had chosen to, I could have gone with just a metallic purple or a matte purple. The matte it looks like it would look amazing. Like that, even this color combination, just by it's just amazing. But the fact that you can choose the colors for the different parts of it is really cool. And when you get this ring in this color, as I showed, they do the whole inner pop filter, which is like next level. I would just use it like this if I could, but it looks a little weird. Let's see. What are we going? Oh, you can go high vis. Sure. High vis for the knobs, for the tightening nuts on there. How about the yoke? The yoke is a massive part of the microphone. Let's go with Aurora Gloss is okay. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The Sunset Gloss, pretty nice. Not a good combo with this stuff, but you can just match it to the microphone if you don't want to like. Yeah, and it doesn't add any price to have different colors for the different parts. You even get to the mounting nut here. And let's make that this color here. There you go. Now this didn't come with it. I just bought it separately. It was like $6 on Amazon. Now here's the fun part. Check this out. Visual Nate, what's up? We're not accusing you of anything when we say high vis, I promise. Yeah, you choose the color, you choose what to put on there. It is very, very cool, and cool and fun and cool. Here you go. It's just a couple of these right here. Rocking that mic. I am Chris. Thank you. So, Grandma's Boy, sound off. I just want to make sure you're still here. You do have a history of up and disappearing on me, so just want to make sure you're here. That was the wrong button there. Okay. Also, have you messed with? I'm gonna go right back to this. Look, the thing is, I know you stream and everything. You do the stuff the stuff you do. YouTube, you do stuff I do. So whenever I find something that I'm just like, oh, this is next level. Like the pedals, because I'm using the pedals right now, so I can just like do stuff without. The Stream Deck pedal is amazing, but this right here on the Corsair Scimitar Wireless Elite, what's the rest? SE. That's one of my Stream Decks. I love it. So I just here we go. Yeah, look, I don't know if it was ever a good thing that in becoming a content creator as a tech nerd, I don't know if it's a good combination in terms of finances. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Panther, welcome. How's it going? And Visual Nate, tell me what's up with you. How have you been, buddy? You get me talking about gear, I will go forever. I will go forever. Check this out. So I went to a card show last Saturday, and I wanted hands-free IRL streaming. Hands-free. So this was my ridiculous solution. Carbon fiber, aluminum, or no, aluminum here. This is a cage for my phone from Newer, and a magic arm holding it. And all these pieces are thin. Every piece of this is measured in grams, not pounds. It was very lightweight. And I also had an over-the-shoulder one. But WX, thank you for the lurk, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I will check those DMs later on and respond. I was going to ask if you have recommendations for rigs for phones that specifically include heat sinks. Well, okay. So, how familiar are you with Peltier cooling? If I'm pronouncing that correctly, which does show my familiarity. So, if you use an iPhone, you're better off than I am, because I use Android, because this is a Black Shark cooler. And it works with MagSafe. So basically, if you get a regular cage for your phone, Newer makes them. If you're using a fairly modern iPhone, I think back to the 15. What are we on? 17 now? Okay. You just get the cage, which is like a skeleton around the edge that has mounting points, quarter 20 with RE locating pins, all that stuff. So your stuff stays secure. There's cold shoes, everything. But this just sticks on via MagSafe. And this is so effective. Peltier cooling is really fascinating. If you've never looked into it, it's very cool. This is a Black Shark. Black Shark. It doesn't say the name on the cooler. I can just look in my Amazon purchase history, and yeah, Peltier cooling, yes. So let me get the one downside to this is it does need a fairly decent power source, more so than what your phone would probably do. But for me, like, I'll have a V-mount battery, like in that rig that I showed you. I had a belt clip for V-mount batteries, and it was just I had a 50 milliamp hour one that was, it's like lightweight. but the power output's very good. Let me show you here, though, that with this thing, I know I have a short USB-C cable here somewhere, but instead I'm going to use a long one because I don't know where that cable is. It is funny that the whole bright colors thing comes up because, like, I am constantly on that because when I go to something like CES or Computex, I'm not a huge content creator. So I'd like to be memorable, for better or for worse. So I will wear brightly colored merch. I even had Linus, the Tech Tips himself, tell me talk about how dripped out I was on video too, which was great. So this, if you look closely, I just turned this thing on, and within, it's already uncomfortable to touch. It is already, of course, that's Peltier cooling, right? Has a built-in fan here. It also, if you want, I turned it off. I don't have the button combination for it, but it has RGB if that's something that you want. But shortly here, we actually have condensation. See that? These are amazing. And this was like $25, $30, something like that. So what you do is you get the cage, which I'll show you in a second. And then that should leave room for your MagSafe by design. And then you just pop that on and you plug it into whatever, as long as it's a decent portable battery, then you should be good. Give me just a moment. I will look this up for you. Bring it down a little bit. Audio ducking is great, but I don't think it's doing enough there. Okay. Which version of the iPhone, what generation of the iPhone do you have? Shanala, absolutely. It is pretty cool. I'll let that one ride. That's good. But yeah, it's actually the magnet is pretty strong too. Like this is a double-sided MagSafe thing. On my Android phone, I just use a MagSafe-ish case. So the problem though is that case insulates. So this doesn't really do as much good as it would. But when I'm using the cage that I showed in the picture, that is open backed, so it doesn't really get hot enough anyway, even with encoding a stream and sending signal up and also receiving chat and everything. 15, okay, not Pro. Okay, so they might not have a cage for that. Now there are cages that have a built-in cooling fan on the phone mount. I did get one of those. It just was too bulky. And I realized after a while, like, oh, if I don't have anything on the back of my phone, it stays cool enough. But let me see if but the one I was using was fitted to the phone. Now that's the Pro Max. That is the Pro Max. That's not what we're looking for. Pro Max. They make these cages, but they're like all for the most expensive version of the phone. I'm trying to see if Newer has it. Like they don't carry mine anymore. The S23 Ultra. They don't carry mine anymore. I had to call my friend at Newer and be like, "Hey, do you have one kicking around the office?" And he was like, "I think I have one in a box somewhere. I'll ship it out to you." Because they're just not really selling them anymore because they're on the 26 now. I am 3 generations behind. I wonder why I'm having phone problems. Uh-oh. Visual Nate just dropped a tier 1, a prime sub. Let's go, nerds. Visual Nate, welcome back to the Swarm. I will constantly confuse myself in terms of which camera I'm supposed to be looking at, and that's not good. That's, in technical terms, hardly ideal. That's what that is. I do usually go for the pro versions. This is not what the angle I was looking for. So I'm just going to go to Newer's. Oh, wait, hold on. I go back. Yeah, it goes back to the 16. So what I would look at, though it's a little bit larger overall, let me find a good one. I'll give you the link for it. I know I'm not showing this because Amazon just likes to paste my information all over the screen. No fan on that. Okay, where's the one that I got? The reason I like the newer ones is because they have amazing lenses for the cameras on your phone. Wherever the cutouts are for your camera sensors, right? It's threaded, and you have these lenses that you put in there. Last year at NAB, I was part of Newer's booth to help out people who came in who weren't photographers, but were content creators, and I answered a lot of their questions and stuff. But a lot of people were going crazy over those lenses. They've been doing them for a few years now. This time I bought it secondhand because I wasn't ready to invest in a full new phone. I feel that. The only phone that's really tempted me that's new was the Trifold, and that they don't sell it anymore. And if you try to find it, it's like incredibly overpriced. We are talking gear, that's for sure. What's up, Rutu? How's it going? Welcome in. Observer of Thoughts, how you doing? What the heck happened to the one that I purchased? The one that I didn't end up using? Okay, I'm just gonna... Here we go. Here, I'll just bring the window in here and we'll just look at the disappointment together. Here we go. So, these are the ones that I would typically, where is it? So that's the small rig one. Oh, wait, hold on. Pro Max. That's the one I was talking about. This is for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which not the right one. There's just some like these that are just universal and they're gigantic. And that's why I wasn't going to use that. If I was going to have it mounted to me, not be carrying it around or have someone following me. The whole thing was to go to fly solo and just be able to walk around, use my hands, and not have to worry about carrying a camera for 3 or 4 hours straight. But what I'm looking for here is, this is the one I was looking at. No, I must have missed it. Where is it? Here. No. Yeah, see, that's another universal one. Where's the one I'm thinking of? 15 Pro Max. Wait, let's see if there's different options in terms of like a different version for the standard one. Current phone is a Fold 4, so I'm well behind too. I'm eyeing the S26 this time. Hi, Natty. How's it going? Honestly, if I ever have to switch phones, I might switch to an iPhone, considering Android wants to lock the system down and stop ownership over your OS. They're taking minor measures towards that. It's still way more open than iOS. The whole point about Android was that it was open source. and that you could sideload apps. Only reason I ever considered an iPhone is for exclusive app or camera feature or dead. Or dead? Wait, huh? Where's the one? I literally found it and now I cannot. There. So this is like the one I was using, right? That you can mount lenses to and do all that stuff with, but really it's more for the for mounting at places, stuff like that. So it's 16 Pro, 17, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max. So they have through the different versions of the iPhone, it's just the 15 is one version prior to what they have now. They probably had one at some point. So if you want me to check, I can see if they have one lying around just for a standard iPhone 15. It's not something they would probably sell now, but it's likely that they have one just in their warehouse. So I can check for you. Let me show you some of the reasons you want this. So quarter 20 with locating pins, which is the best kind of quarter 20. You don't want to just like have your phone twisting after you've tightly secured it. That's what those pins are for. You have cold shoe spots here. I do wish that these were wide enough to be considered NATO rails, but they're not, and that would also be annoying to hold. Yeah. It just kind of locks down. You get a plate, different plates that go over it that can, so there's 3 different ones. This one you can put something like an adjustable ND filter, which is awesome if you use your phone a lot. Yeah, if you're going indoors and outdoors, things like that, really amazing. Hold on, let me show you something. So check this thing out. They gave this to me after NAB. No, after CES. It was after CES. This is a probe lens for their phone cage. A full-on front-lit probe lens. And it's just threaded to go over the camera for your phone. The reason I have not been able to use this, because, you know, I want to get really, really close-up shots of things like SMDs on motherboards and things like that, right? The cage they gave me didn't have the right plate for this. But this is heavier than the phone. So you attach your phone to it, and you have an Arca Swiss plate right here. Or you have different ways of mounting it. And you actually mount this to a slider, if you want to, or just a tripod, or whatever you want. It is very cool. Newer is my favorite company for camera gear, not just because I know the guys there and they're amazing, but just because, like, who does this for a phone? Who, I ask? Well, that's who. Had to get an iPhone for the fancy VTuber tracking with their special camera. Yes, that's right. And, but luckily just acts as a webcam. Don't need a plan or data, just Wi-Fi. Okay. So you're using like the LiDAR sensor for tracking. That makes a lot of sense for VTubing. Yeah, if I pass and you want to buy me an iPhone, I won't complain. I promise. Okay. Also, when I talked about the 50 milliamp hour V-mount battery, this is it. I mean, this thing is, it's not like a feather or anything, but compared to a 99, yeah. Anyways, I'm pretty sure we could riff on camera gear for like ever. So I'm not gonna put. I'll try. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. This is It's not. It's are you? If unless you're new here, you know what I'm like. Okay. You knew what this was. Panther is asking why people aren't liking the stream on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like a good question to me, but I mean, you can do that if you like me or the content. It's fine too. Thank you for the product recommendations. Absolutely. Let me know. I will. Like I would straight up be like, hey, here's a bunch of links for like to make a full rig. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I love doing. So let me know if that's something that would not annoy you, and I'll do that. If Newer does have a home engagement, I would gladly adopt it and provide it with a new home. Keep it safe and warm. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Just a whisper there. I'm specifically trying to put together a small IRL vlogging kit, which would probably be for my iPhone. So Peltier cooling plus rig plus battery. Absolutely. I mean, I had a bunch of V mount batteries just because camera rigs and stuff. But they're actually amazing for this. Just the fact that you can take you know what? Hold on. I'll show you. This thing doesn't like when I move around too much. It loses tracking. But this right here is just a V-mount with a belt loop. There's also, you can take this off and run your belt through this if it's like a lightweight one, I guess. But yeah, these are great because you just put that on your belt or on a strap on your backpack or something. And then you have all kinds of charging here with power PD out, Type-C PD out. You have, of course, USB Type A. You've even got, not that you'll need it, 8-volt and 12-volt barrel plugs. This is because of camera gear, camera rigs, you know, like monitors and things like that on your camera rig. Yeah. Now, my rig is very complicated because I have to use the Osmo Pocket 3. If I try to use my phone, I don't care how good the stabilization is. My tremors will make the footage shaky. So I had to do a whole thing to make that work. And I'm actually going to be, I recently purchased an IRL streaming backpack because I'm going to be going to card shows more and doing fun things like that. And I don't see that many people IRL streaming that are walking around from card shows. It's usually the vendors that are doing that to great success, which is cool. But yeah, I'd like the DJI Osmo. I know they have phone gimbals too. So I've used the phone gimbal. It is very cool. But to me, this is superior. It's just in your pocket. You take it out, you use it, you're good to go. The problem is hooking it up to your phone. Now, in order to do so, I use because I have an Android, I can do that. I don't know what iPhones are like when it comes to external cameras. Probably not great. So if you're trying to stream from it, I would have to look into that for you. How that would work with an iPhone, unless it's through the DJI app and you can stream that way. You probably can. That's probably, I think I might have answered the question already. There are things in the cameras that'll stay like restart last live stream or something like that. So it's kind of built into it. But I love the Osmo Pocket 3. It is super good. And later this month, they're supposed to be announcing or launching the Pocket 4, which means one of two things. Just depending on your preference. Either the new one will be there with all the new features and stuff. If they go with an open gate square sensor, that's going to be the way to go. Like that's what the Action 6 has, the one that was on my shoulder in that picture. However, that does generate a lot of heat and take up a lot of data. It's 4K square image, so you get vertical or landscape from it. Portrait or landscape from the same shot. You can clip it either way. You can sort of edit it either way without losing resolution. Anyways, either you get the new fancy one or the Osmo Pocket 3 is going to be cheaper. Now, as for the phone gimbal, though, I did try using it for a little bit. I ended up giving it to my kiddo who wanted to go to like cons and things like that and film things. And I was like, here you go. Here you go. Here's some actual camera gear. Here you go. It's good. It is good. If you're going to be doing this stuff with your phone, then it is good. The only challenge can be like charging your phone, but I think there's accessories that you can get that will allow it to, I think like there's sort of a piece that goes in between that will allow for MagSafe charging. Just don't, wave it around too much, because then you can have problems. Panther, yes. What device were you showing earlier? A Peltier cooling device for your phone? Yes. I'll bring that up here in a bit. Black Shark was a name. I took it down. If I can connect to an ingest server for streamer, I'd be okay with looking at a DJI. Admittedly, don't know much about setting that up. Same. I'm still learning all this stuff. When the guy who built the IRL backpack or IRL bag, when I was talking to him and he was walking me through some of it, I am a very technically savvy person, I like to think. But there are facets of technology that I have never delved into. And when it came to cellular bonding, I was like I get cellular data. I understand that. But he started talking about how you achieve it and how you get the service. And oh my God. This was a custom built IRL bag, so it's not as expensive as the ones that are, but it's a little bit, maybe a little more complex to set up. Rubu, what's up? Bray, your form is lacking an option for a laptop. Rubu, there is a sensible reason for this. I promise. Yes. Nero, hope you're doing well. Brother Thorn, I request your advice on what should be the next logical GPU upgrade for the Win 3 3060 Ti. Thinking fastest one right now I can get is 3080, and for 5070 I have to wait longer. Now is not a good time to buy a GPU if you don't have to. Also, I don't know what resolution you're gaming at. Rubu, if you need help with it, I'll try to help you out. It's just, I'm not the kind of person who will be like, I'm an expert in everything. No, PCs are kind of my domain. When it comes to laptops, I'm not as knowledgeable. There are content creators who are far more experienced with them and knowledgeable about what brands are better at what. The other side of it is this. When I look at a PC, a desktop PC, I can look at a picture of it and say that does or does not have good airflow. I can look at a list of components and say this has a bottleneck here, or it has, or not, or this is balanced, or this is whatever. Or hey, you want to do video editing and 3D design? This is correctly spec'd out for you. With a laptop, it's more difficult because you have to take into account that the screen is built in, and I wouldn't know the quality of it without seeing it. The keyboard is built in. I wouldn't know the quality of it without typing on it. There's a touchpad there. I don't know. It's not in front of me. It's a much more physical device that you take around with you, and build quality is super important, and you can't just change the screen out and all these things. So because of that, and the fact that I've only been sent a couple in my time as a tech guy on the internet, I don't find that that I feel confident enough to make recommendations. But we can still look. I can try. Always willing to try. I'm not an expert at everything. I'm not. I'm watching you as ETT both right now. I miss you saying what it was. Okay. Well, Panther, if you're going to ask a question, stick around to hear the answer. Is that Twitch chat on the screen? Yes, Nero, it is. Okay. Here, let me look this up real quick. So this is the version that I have here. The only thing I don't like about it is the phone mounting for it is just these clip-on pieces that don't feel very secure. They do have a quarter 20 on one of those pieces, but it doesn't feel very secure. This one has, let me see what this one has in terms of mounting solution. Yeah, it does have a quarter 20, and yeah, there you go. So that one's probably a better example of what you should probably get. It's just that it doesn't center the cooler as well. And it does have a built-in thing. This is the one I got because the plan was to just pop it onto there and let it do the cooling thing. But Panther, there you go. It is $35. It is $35. This is the one that I have here. Amazon. Oh, you know what? That's right. They have a whole... They have a link thing. Here you go. Now, is there a better one? There could be at this point. I bought this half a year ago, I think, or a little longer. I'm not sure. There's some really crazy ones, though. Anyway, now the other thing that yeah, so there you go. Okay, I'll reach out to Nick over at Newer, or I can just send him a message now. But he won't be at the office, so I'll reach out to him tomorrow and see what he has to say about it, whether they have one or not. I'm needing a second pair of eyes. I'm window shopping for a good laptop for my boyfriend. He's going to be on the road a lot and needs a good laptop for, yes, you guessed it, 3D design. How about that? Astro5090, welcome. How's it going? Noble of the Imperium wishes to game on 1440p, right now on 1080p. Okay, 5070 is great for that. I would actually look at, are you specifically looking for NVIDIA? I understand if you are, because it can be complicated to fully uninstall. Well, actually, it's not that complicated. You just get DDU, display driver uninstaller, to completely remove display drivers if you switch from NVIDIA to AMD. But the best bet for 1440p gaming right now is the 9070 XT. If you want something that's the same price as the 5070 is going for right now, and it's way more powerful. So it's really meant to compete with the 5070 Ti, which is like $250 higher in price. Though it wasn't before, but what are you gonna do? Apparently S26 camera is good enough that Samsung did their launch event with it. Wow. I mean, allegedly, right? NVIDIA, Lordy Lou, them GPU cards, so good. NVIDIA cards are good because they're so beefy. Rubu, are you okay? Give us a thumbs up if you're okay. We couldn't see you. If you gave a thumbs up knowing that, you're not okay, and you should seek help. That was an unorthodox test, but at least mildly scientific, which is what we aim for around here, at minimum. Speaking of scientific, have I already talked about, like, no, I don't want to get, I'm just too many tangents. I will go on a million tangents, okay? I guess it's a streamer thing, but I guess it's not the worst thing ever. But still. I was going to go into a whole thing about Project Hail Mary, which was an amazing movie, and I hadn't been to movies in forever, but it was amazing. Every second of it was enjoyable, and I haven't had that positive of a movie experience in a very, very long time. I loved it. Okay, there. I got all of it out there. Oh no, what a shame. We'll go on a tangent that we caused. Boo. I gave you the... It was super good. It was super good. I had not gone to see that yet. That came out after we went to the movies on, was it Sunday? Or is it Monday? Well, it wasn't out yet, but I really wanted to watch this. My girlfriend wasn't super sure about it, but didn't know anything about it. That's why. So I knew some. I kept myself. It's funny because there are books like it that I've read, but I hadn't read the actual book for this. The closest one I would say to it would be Seven Eves, which is a very, very good book and a really good read. But it kind of has that. The modern science fiction is really great about, you know, basing things in actual science. Well, I mean, it's a category of science fiction, right? Where I mean, you have the more fantastical science fiction, and then the grounded in reality kind of science fiction, or attempting to be grounded in reality kind of stuff. But regardless, very, very good movie. I really enjoyed it. There were some things that took people out of it, like that weren't completely. But I mean, they had amazing research, amazing experts on. It's just that I guess they didn't catch absolutely everything. But still, if you want to make a perfectly accurate science fiction movie, prepare to put out a 4-hour movie. Okay, at the very least. I like your mic. Did you get it from that custom color website a while ago? Astral. Yes, I did. I did indeed. I shall share that with the Marines of the Imperium. I thank you for your advice. 9070XT. Barrythorn, I have you both playing at the same time, and your Twitch had a commercial playing at that time. I'm listening to you primarily. I have him going to earn watch time to buy tickets for his PC giveaway. That's fair. But yeah, there you go. You have the link to the thing I was talking about. If you need phone cooling, there you have it. Well, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. I had minimized. I had taken the window out of being maximized, so it looked weird, like I was censoring my own face, which I'm not. Oh, I forgot something. Hang on. You know what? Just so y'all aren't lonely while I grab this, here you go. That's me right there. There you go. All right. Or not. Look what I got in the okay. Always with the upside downness confusing me. Okay. 2 more boxes. Ninja Spinner came in. And something else too. This one's a little weird. There are 100 different. This is a starter deck. There are 100 different ones. You get a random one, and there are actually chase cards to this. So there we go. Gang 187, welcome. How you doing? Hello. Should I use without ray tracing DLSS quality and with ray tracing DLSS balance mode and with path tracing performance mode? Huh? I used RTX 5060 Ti 16 gig and a 14400F. So should I use without ray tracing DLSS quality and with ray tracing balance? Okay, none of that matters. Whatever kind of ray tracing you're doing, that doesn't really have, I mean, yes, it's more graphically intensive to run path tracing and ray tracing, right? However, DLSS quality versus balance versus performance mode is specific. That is a separate preference, right? You can use 0 ray tracing in performance mode if you want to get the maximum frame rate. You use balance mode if you want balance, and you use quality mode when you want better visual fidelity. That is it. It is separate from your ray tracing settings. Otherwise, it would all just be one setting, which that is a thing with presets. But yeah, Dr. Stone season 4 episode 25 just dropped today, and it's already dubbed too. Lon Vaquero, let's go. That's awesome to know. I had no idea, and now I'm super excited. Thank you for telling me. Welcome to the stream. What a way to make an entrance. Telling me really good news. I love Dr. Stone, okay? It's a fantastic anime. But yes, we got more Ninja Spinner. I can chase the Greninja. We have the Froakie. We have the Frogadier. We almost have all three. Almost. But yeah, Rubu, have you seen the movie yet? Please let me know. They cut to a shot of the camera guy with a custom lens attached to the phone in a rig. Oh, that's cool. All right. Very cool. TJ Sparks, what's up? Welcome. How you doing? Another Ru in chat. We must kung fu fight. Rubu, Rurutu, just threw down a gauntlet. There you go. By kung fu fight, Rurutu, I think to make it fair, you should do a map rando race with Rubu. I think that's what you need to do. Missed chance to say Kung Ru. That is a missed opportunity. Natty, come on. We're going to get copyright struck for that because that is such a good representation of how the song goes. What are you trying to do? Get my VOD muted? Jeez. Don't look. No, my hand goes behind it. No. Okay, so yes, this is a Japanese product, Pokemon product that you get a starter deck, and there is like a full art card in here of some kind. And out of the 100 sets you can get, there are certain ones that are gonna have the big chase card kind of things. Anyway, I read ahead in the manga. Okay, don't spoil anything. Okay, thank you. Well, of course, it's 10 billion% exciting. It is Dr. Stone. Nate, the movie's not called Kung Fu Kid, though that would have worked, I think. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Here. Don't tell me what I can and can't show on my own stream. It's still in chat though, and I am unwilling to time you out or ban you because you helped me too much. Thanks for taking advantage of that. Nice. Okay, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Okay. So apparently we had someone to help out for like 5 minutes and then they left. Grandma's boy, if you're still here, like, let me know so I can help you out. But if not, I'm gonna rip some Pokemon packs or something. So yeah. I've been calling out for you for a bit, so I think I've done my due diligence here. Let me look this up so I can see what... Lone Vaquero 684 just dropped a tier 1, is gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. Let's go, nerds. That is a tier 1 sub for Dangerix. Welcome to the swarm. Thank you, Lone Vaquero. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Well, check this out. Essentially, there's like supposed to be one really good card in each deck. And some of them are pretty high up there in terms of... Now, you know I don't obsess over this, but that's still pretty exciting stuff. I do already have this one. I have... Which other ones do I have from this? I think I have the Mighty Ina. Oh, look at that Score Bunny. That's a really good Score Bunny card. I had this Slurpuff. Did I get this Vikavolt? I might have. I got this Carbink, this Mega Audino. I love this Hitmontop card. There is nothing to not love about this Hitmontop card. It's so great. This Bayonet was in a recent set. I think it's a Ninja Spinner. And yes, you can get these. One of these boxes is basically like $28. It's showing as market price right now. So it's not bad, but it's not a lot to open. All right, let me bring this up so I can... Yeah. The Lily's Clefairy EX being, what, $450 is ridiculous, but that's the state of the market right now for the big chase cards. That EV that's a great EV card, but I already have a great EV card, so you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I like the Mega Meganium too. That's really good. Just the Mega for Alligator, Mega Meganium, the Embor, they're all three are very good and would be great for those their respective spots in the Pokédex. Obviously, you know, we got to get to sub every now and then. I appreciate that, Lone Vaquero. Thank you very much. Yeah, that nice little badge right now. That looks pretty good. Was someone talking about animation? Yes. We're back. Yay. Also good news. I bought a new mouse. I'm no longer suffering from my mouse double clicking 1 out of every 2 clicks. That must have been annoying in Counter-Strike. I will say that. So yeah. I guess we're going to do that first because it's not a huge thing. It's not going to take forever. We'll do that first. But then we're doing a box of Ninja Spinner because I really want that Greninja. Even if they're not like next to each other in the Pokédex because of what numbers they land on, it's okay. We'll worry about all that once we're trying to build the themed Pokédex separated by generations, which that just sounds really cool. Christopher Crawford, have I ever told you how appreciative I am of how active you are in the chat? I appreciate that very much. And I just want to give you some recognition for that. Thank you for being responsive and active in chat. Buy 2 clicks, get 1 free. Yeah, whether you like it or not. Okay. Sometimes it's cool to have a desk on wheels, and sometimes you undo all the work you did in centering everything right before stream. Just because you have to go up and get a package that you meant to have in front of you when you started stream, but you forgot. I'm not being specific here. Sometimes this just happens to to people. I appreciate that, Chris. And yes, the cards are indeed dope. I turned off the camera in order to not have it come back with it all messed up like that, and then I forgot to reset it when I did that. Yay me. Okay. It's an ad, a pop-up ad for the phone cooler at the bottom of your screen on Twitch. Of course. Hi, Amazon. How we doing? I feel like it's funny that I talked earlier about how I have the like this brightly colored merch and I wear it all the time. And while I'm wearing like the most drab merch shirt that I have, like purposely. But hey, what are you gonna do? Okay. I think I can zoom in on this a little bit. Okay. Now, why am I so terrible at this? That's just a little bit of B-roll for you. There you go. Okay. I like opening different kinds of Pokemon products here on stream, not just packs, like regular packs. And sometimes you come across something that you've seen and just like, this is a cool idea. And this is a cool idea. This is a Japanese product, the Start Deck 100 battle set. Is it battle set? Battle collection. This is the Start Deck 100 battle collection. And it's pretty cool. Okay, camera, we can't do this. You can't keep doing this to me. Yeah, I'm up here. Up here. Come on. Are you good? You all right? Okay. This is a Start Deck 100 battle collection, and it's a pretty cool idea. It basically gets you started with a starter deck, but there are 100 different versions you can get. Of course, there has to be that element of RNG. And depending on which one you get, that determines which chase card you get. Taking a look at some of these. That's the wrong button, but okay. Taking a look at some of these, there are some absolutely bonkers cards in here. Of course, Lily's Clefairy EX, current market price $451 and change. And that's not just the only one. I mean, there's plenty of cards here that make the about $28 buy-in price to get one of these decks. You know, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So the question remains, which one did I get? Let's find out right now. Okay, starting out here. There we go. There's your pack right here. Yeah, there's your stack of cards here. This is supposed to be, of course, this is not tournament legal here in the US, but we're going to take a look through this first. I mean, if you want to go play the game in Japan, you have a starter deck for that now. And what you're going to see are repeats of certain cards here. And I see something there. But what else is in this? What are these stickers? Oh, okay. So basically what you get along with that, we're going to look at that in a second. But basically what you get are some of the things you get from an ETB. You get damage counters. You get status indicators, poison and burn. Very cool. Very cool. That's it, though. That's it. The stack of cards plus these little things to help you actually play the game. So let's take a look through here right now. And I think our chase is kind of right, whatever, the main card here is kind of right there. You can see that. So let's start from the back here then and kind of see what we're getting. Okay, so there's going to be a bunch of energy cards. Looks like this is a steel type of deck. Okay. And fighting. Steel and fighting. Make sure I'm in focus here. There we go. There could be some cards in here that I don't have yet, but we're just going to make our way through this. Lily's Determination. Very good card in the game. You're going to get multiples of those. So you have a better chance. Boss's Orders. Judge right there. So item cards, of course, trainer cards, items, tools. There's the Pokepad. This card right here was so in demand when I was at the pre-release thing and people were opening their build and battle boxes. The Pokepad was hugely in demand, very big in the meta right now. And this is going to come with several of them, or a couple of them. Ultra Ball as well. Really, really nice to pull that when you need it. How are we looking here? How close are we? Of course, we're going to make that, whatever the hit is, we're going to make that the last one. There's Haxorus for you, Natty, so if that information helps you out. And Axew. Oh, no, that's that one, then that's Axew. My bad. Go ahead, let me ask you a question puns out there. Revavroom. Couple of those. Okay, we still have a ways to go. Varooms. Okay. Oh, Archaliodon. Okay. Oh, no, Duraludon. That's Duraludon right there. There's a Clef Key. Okay. Stunfisk. Is that Galarian Stunfisk? I don't know if they're or Paldean Stunfisk. I forget which one has a special version. Which region does. Okay. Landorus? I always mix up their names of those guys. Okay, so we have an Archaludon EX. That's why you got a couple of Duraludons before to evolve to this. We are getting to it. So let's see here. So I guess these are extra item cards. Ultra Ball, Ultra Ball. Okay. And 2 more. Wow. A lot of him. And then there we go. This is the hit card. Let's see what it is. And it is a Regirock EX. Let's get the uns in chat because we did not get a good one on this. But yeah, and I don't think any of those Pokemon are missing from my Pokedex. But let me see. Haxorus, Axew, and whatever the name of the first evolution is. I don't remember off the top of my head. Somebody help me out. Let me see. If we go to Axew, I can just look at the card and it has a Pokedex number. And that is 610. 610, Axew. So then if we go to our master list, I could have just gone straight to the master list. 610 is going to be, I went way too far. Okay, so that is Fracture. That's right, Fracture. And yeah, I do have one of each. So it's not new for the Pokedex. Oh, no. Yes, I have like 4 of these already, so nothing crazy here. Oh, well, you know what? It's a 1 in 100 chance on each of these different chase cards, so it is what it is. Still a pretty cool product, and I do like to open things that are a little bit different now and then. Who knows? Let me know in the comments if you think I should try for another one of these. Thanks for watching. It's not really a 1 in 100 chance. They make the ones that are more valuable a little bit more rare. Of course they do. That's how they stay valuable. If I'm missing a couple Gen 5 Pokemon, why have I not pulled them from Black Bolt and White Flare yet? Why, I ask. Yes, hello, Natty. Natty just saying hi to everybody, in that you can literally do that in chat. I don't know if you know that, but your text is also right now. You don't have to do this. It was probably auctioned for around $300 to $400 less than it could have gotten. Oh, you're talking about, oh, I missed all of that. I was recording a video, Vaquero. I'm sorry. Bro, the other day I was browsing eBay and found a $650 Nintendo Switch game cart lot with 33 games. The most notable being Sonic Mania, Mario Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, NSM Bud. I already have my own. Mario Rabbids, NSM BUD. I feel like I need to know what that is, but it just doesn't really come to mind. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I already have my own. MK8D. I already have my own. Mortal Kombat 8. Right. Mario Odyssey. I already have my own. Mario Brothers Wonder, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Origami, and SMM2. I already have my own. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Okay. That's a lot of games. It's funny because you're missing like the 2 most random Pokemon. Like it's not Victini or the legendaries or anything. It's Conkeldurr and Golett. It's because they're not popular Pokemon. I don't know. Well, it's pretty cool. I was hoping for not just an EX. When you look at an entire page and it's like an entire page of full art hits and you don't get one of those, it's a little disappointing, not gonna lie. Plus the fact that I didn't need, like, none of those cards helped me in the Pokédex. You know, it is what it is. That's how it goes. The question is, do I have an Archaludon EX already? And I do. Hey, this is how it goes once you've been collecting for even a little while. You'll get to the point where you have a lot of Pokemon. Yes. And you get fewer new additions to which is why when I opened Ninja Spinner for the first time, I freaked out because there were so many new additions. The first Ninja Spinner box that I opened brought in 19 new Pokemon to to the Pokedex. 19, which is the only one higher than that is the black. No, the White Flare ETB. And that's because I opened a Black Bolt ETB right after that, and that got 36. It was 42 for White Flare, and then Black Bolt was 36. And that was so many. And that's all Gen 5. But yeah, have that many after months it was crazy. That was crazy. Okay. Calling out again for Grandma's Boy. Are you in chat? Are you here? Are you present? Because you sure aren't accounted for, so. Okay, Lone Vaquero requested a timeout. Natty, we'll see you in a little while. You can't just parry that. You can't do that. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. It's a nice try, though. 1 second. Okay, going right back to the matchmaker list. Calling out again for Grandma's Boy. Okay, where are you at? Not here? I just want to tell you the one message that they put in chat earlier. And it was, let's go. I didn't see you go live Tuesday. Sorry. And then nothing. I don't know what to do with this. Vaquero, I'm gonna say don't do that. That's enough. That's enough of those for right now. I know I don't have a limitation on them, but don't go abusing that. I know you probably have a ton of points. You guys got to use the channel points. You can't counter. Oh, I mean, you tried to counter Vaquero, but you did it the right way. Never mind. What do you do with the duplicates? Currently, I am sorting and organizing all of my bulk in order to be able to build decks if that's something that I feel the need to do. Erasable said hydrate. Sure. What's up, Erasable? How are you doing? It's always funny when someone who has not said anything in chat yet is like, I'm going to use channel points. I don't know why I bought that, bought a couple of those bottles. They were okay because they were super cheap actually at the at-home store. But like, I don't like the ones with straws, but I keep buying them. You need to stop doing that. All right, there it goes. You're trying to just stop timing everybody out. Y'all got to stop because there's not going to be anybody talking in my chat and I'm going to feel lonely. What's up, Erasable? 15K worth of points, might as well. I've intended for the longest time to add more channel point redemptions. I have not done so, as you've probably noticed. That's me, professional streamer guy. Now, it looks like we have someone else who did fill out the form. And that is Atrix here for Twitch. Or L96A1 Deadshot for YouTube. But I have not seen them say anything in chat yet. Making me hard to come up with. Yeah, agreed. One thing that I really enjoyed is something that Oats and Goats put on his redemptions, but I think it's with bits. But it's just a bunch of audio clips from his previous streams and stuff, and they're so funny. It's just it's not something that I think would work for me. 1988, 157K of points. Man, that's so many points. I wonder who's leading with that. I wonder if there's a way for me to check that. Probably in my dashboard. Well, that makes me happy. I'm looking at like my, I'm looking at my most used emotes, and my animated lurk emote, one of my favorite ones I've made, is the #1 most used one. Probably because I use it a lot, but whatever. It doesn't show me channel points. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. Atrix here, or should I say Deadshot on YouTube. Are you here? Where are you at? You filled this out like a bit ago, like 20 minutes ago, and didn't say anything. You have to, there you are. Okay, hello. Welcome. I don't automatically know when you have filled out the form. You do have to, like, you can, there's a couple ways to let me know. On Twitch, if you're following, there's a free emote that says I'm on the list. You can just drop that in chat and then I will know. Sorry, I got tied up. Well, okay. Well, I'm glad that you're here. For some reason, like, oh, you've been following since what, 2022? Wow. Okay, cool. Thanks. That way you don't have to put the emote. I know you're following already. It's like the one thing that I ask if I'm going to help you out for free is basically follow for free, or on YouTube subscribe for free. It just makes it it's just a little way of saying, hey, this is for your time. And also, hi. Kenneth, welcome. How you doing? Thank you for dropping some emotes. I appreciate that. And for those lurking who are coming out of your lurk just to say hello because I said I would be lonely, I appreciate y'all. I was Natty. I was hoping to come back here and just see like a bunch of you slowly going mad, but oh well. Not that I want that for you. I'm just saying it would have been funny. Been enjoying the content for a bit now. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so you're here. I can help. That's good. We'll do this, then we'll do more Pokemon stuff for the people who are here for that. We'll do that after we take care of this. Thanks for sharing that link at the end of the last stream to the Deep Pocket Monsters YouTube video. I watched it as soon as the stream ended. It was awesome. It's such a good video. The every Umbreon ever video. It's so good. But the thing is, he's got videos like that where it's not the same. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to do a master set, and it's different kinds of challenges. Like, he was at a card show and he had to do a master set from scratch of 151, and he had 151 minutes to do it. If he fails, he has to give the whole set, everything he's collected, he has to give away on stream. And sometimes he fails by like 1 or 2 cards. So he gives away a lot of stuff and has to start from scratch on the next one. They're really fun to watch. And it's what really got me into wanting to do this, although I wouldn't do these the same way. Hidden Leaf Collectors, what's up? Anyone in chat run the 9800X 3D? I mean, I'm running it on the computer I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming on, if that counts. Blue Zionic Wolf, I'm working on activating 2 new phones. Why? How? Okay. Your own burner phones? Are these for other people? What's the deal? Okay, so Atrix here. Let's talk about your setup here. So you're close to the Dallas, Texas Micro Center. You want pre-built, right? You're looking for gaming, content creation / video editing. That's the one that hurts right now. And music production also hurts for that. Though both of those use cases, music production and content creation / video editing, require system memory. Thankfully, that the prices on RAM are supposed to be coming down. I can't say whether they have yet, but I will have to look. But yeah, for both, I mean, I've tried to do amateur music production on a system that did not have enough memory. It was rough. All of your samples, everything has to be loaded into memory, so you can like if you're using a MIDI keyboard, it has to be able to play the sound immediately when you press a key, right? So, yeah, that can be rough without enough memory. Now let's talk about your budget here. In this range of 3K to 3,500, what is your actual maximum budget? The actual maximum budget, like no raising it or lowering it later. Whatever the maximum amount you're comfortable spending on your PC as a solid number rather than a range. What are we looking at there? 3,300, 3,250. What's that number going to be? $35. Okay, got it. Now, here's one thing. You're looking at being able to upgrade your CPU over time. You said yes to that, right? They recently announced a CPU that would probably be of interest to you, which is the 9950X3D V2 with a budget of 3,500. That is within range for you. With your gaming being at 1440p, you don't have to dump your entire budget into a GPU. So with that in mind, I'm gonna see if that thing is for sale yet or when it's gonna be coming out. Let me see. Okay. I mean, according to the AI summary, I can go looking through here and combing through it, but I hate to say it, these can be convenient, even if sometimes they can be sometimes a little incorrect or a little off. This is saying that the launch date for that CPU is the 22nd of this month. It's probably going to be, I mean, it is going to be the most expensive CPU on the market. Already the 9950X3D V1, like the original one, is the most expensive consumer desktop CPU on the market. I'm not talking about Threadripper. I'm talking about your, standard consumer desktop CPU. Threadripper is prosumer, that's higher end, right? Really enjoyed the Every Umbreon format. His other stuff is good also, but I was enthralled with the story of the Umbreon video. Yes, it was really good. It was very good. If you want if you want a really long one, he put all of his videos for his Pokédex and the way he did it. He put it all into one like 4-hour video, which was I would just put that on and be doing other stuff and have it on in the background. But yeah, got a new one for me on Boost Mobile, and my mom a new one on her track phone plan. Now I regret doing it myself. Is it that bad? Hidden Leaf Collector, switch to Twitch, more people in chat. That's why it works out for YouTube. It used to be Hidden Leaf. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm over there on YouTube. It used to be I would have more people in my I wouldn't say all the time, but often I would have more people in my YouTube chat than in my Twitch chat, but it would kind of go back and forth. For some reason, YouTube is just like, nah, we don't like this guy anymore. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it. But that's why YouTube is famous for its streaming, right? Isn't that why? No. I make sure to stream on YouTube because the VODs are of higher quality and they stay there forever. Natty, welcome back. So with that in mind, Atrix, unless it's Atrix here, am I pronouncing it correctly when I say Atrix? Please let me know. That kind of stuff is very important to me for some reason, but it is. I mean, it's out of respect to my viewers. That's why. What am I saying for some reason? I don't need to excuse my good manners. Gary, welcome in. How you doing? Atrix is right. Sweet. Okay, so with the launch date of the 9950X3D V2 being the 22nd, what I can do is do the rest of the PC for you if you're wanting it through Micro Center. And I'm assuming you are because, I mean, look at, my gosh, so many of my previous viewers have all been looking at Micro Center. But it all kind of depends because Micro Center at the moment is not necessarily the best deal out there. Okay. Dodger Dog, welcome to the stream. I'm starting you off with a timeout here. There's a reason I have auto mod, and it's because of YouTube. and the chat being on screen. I had to see if that showed up on screen, and it did. I don't want the YouTube's AI auto mod to just come in and go full on scorched earth because of something silly like that. I don't know. It's an abundance of caution, but Dodger Dog, stick around and just don't do that. And don't try to go around the auto mod, please. That's not, you're better than that. Come on. Okay. You've been around here forever. So, okay. So I would say that it might be best to hold off for that with one main question in mind. I prefer pre-built from a good, reliable company, but didn't want to keep Micro Center off the table. I'd be okay with us finding a good pre-built. Okay. Now, considering that we'd be looking at a CPU that is going to be like, it could actually be like almost, not a third of your budget. That would be like $1,200, right? But, or $1,100, something like that. But a couple $100 shy of that. It's probably going to be around $800 or something. But anyways, you're going to want to go with something that's maybe not boutique, because so much of the budget is going to go into the parts, right? Now, why would I do that with a CPU? Well, instead of, the GPU, that's supposed to be that. No. In content creation and video editing and in music production, your CPU is very important. I would actually normally say, hey, if you're doing video editing, go Intel. But Intel, when it comes to this question here about upgrading your CPU over time, they're not good with that. So unfortunately, whenever that question is answered with a yes, I have to go towards AMD. They support future CPU upgrades without having to swap the motherboard way better than Intel does. Intel will give you 1 or 2 generations of CPUs per socket. It's ridiculous. Alex PC, maybe? Panther? What? Oh, Alexander PCs. Okay. Because you put the I in there instead of the E, I wasn't sure what you meant. I can look, but Alexander PCs is what I was talking about when I said boutique, where essentially the budget gets spread throughout the whole build, right? And that's sort of a different thing. It's a different setup. The lifetime warranty is definitely worth it, but you'd be looking at a different CPU. And I would say something like the 270K Plus would be a good choice there, but then you don't have that future upgradability for your CPU. Okay, price to performance, there you go. Alexander PCs has the reputation they do in our Discord, in our community, for a reason, for a good reason. But if we're trying to max out your cores, all that. So what's the difference with the new CPU, you might be asking? Well, the question I was going to ask you was, are you planning on doing either of these? Well, no, streaming's not a part of this. So it's just, you're not going to be streaming anything, right? You're just going to be doing all of this on your own, and you're not going to be mixing activities like video editing while gaming. So like when you're doing streaming, you're looking at mixed activities. You're looking at doing things at the same time. Maybe you meant to do music production while streaming if that's something you had on the list, right? But you didn't choose that. So you're going to be doing all of these solo, just on your own. So the reason I say that is if you turn on a game with the current 9950X3D, say you wanted to game on stream, you lose half of your cores. That's been a big pain point for a long time. However, with the 9950X3D V2, it's not just 8 cores that have 3D V cache. It is all 16 cores that have 3D V cache. That's a huge upgrade. It is massive. It's the thing that I was speculating before the 9th generation 3D V cache chip dropped. I was like, they have to be putting out the one with, they have to, if they're upgrading over the 7950X3D, it's got to have 3D V cache on both cores, and they have to get rid of core parking. They were working on that, but it wasn't ready yet. So now that's why they have the V2. It's a ridiculous CPU. It's probably going to be absolutely on top of the charts when it comes to, even if it's, I don't know if it's going to beat the 290K plus whatever when it comes to specifically Adobe Premiere Pro, but it's going to be up there. Okay, well, I'm sorry. That ad break is automatic, so. I was typing fast. No problem. You good? Hit leaf collectors. I just had a question on temps. Just upgraded from 7500F. Running a Peerless Assassin 120. That's not enough for 9800X 3D. No. Nope. If you're going to upgrade a component, if you're going from something like a 7500F, which is a more entry-level CPU, and you're going to the most powerful gaming CPU on the market, you don't keep the same cooler. You have to upgrade your cooler as well. Okay, this is really starting to get annoying with these keyboards. I'm not going to be able to use this for my main for long. The batteries on these on the Digma Raise 2, the battery life is it leaves something to be desired, to say the least. I do need to just, it's on me to make sure I have everything charged up before stream, and I didn't, but still, that's kind of ridiculous. There we go. Natty? No. Bad. No. Okay. So, let me repeat all the stuff I said. Instead of like the 9950X3D is like the 7950X3D was. It has 3D V cache on only 8 of the 16 cores. So what would happen is you would start a game and half of your cores would shut off so that Windows doesn't accidentally send gaming data to the cores that don't have 3D V cache and cause things like CCD to CCD latency, chiplet to chiplet latency. So now you have it where there's 3D V cache on both CCDs. All 16 cores have 3D V cache. I think it's like 208 megabytes of L3 cache, which is crazy. And it should be at or near the top of the charts when it comes to productivity and gaming and everything. It's also going to be at the top of the charts in price. But we still don't have a solid number on what that price is going to be. I'm still guessing around $800, but that might be a little optimistic. Any AIO you recommend? Yeah, I mean, you could just get a Thermalright one, but it really depends on what your case can handle. If your case can only fit a 240, then you need to get a 240. If your case can fit a 360, get the 360. The 9800X3D isn't a super hot running CPU by nature, but it will take advantage if you have very good cooling installed. Okay, yeah, just get a Thermalright, any version of a Thermalright 360 AIO. If you want me to give you a very specific recommendation, please fill out the form that's been popping up in the chat. I'll pop it up here manually here because I'm helping someone who did fill out the form right now. So anyways, I'm going to say that you should probably wait for that CPU, honestly, Atrix. But let's... they might have a let me see. Let me see if there's anything here. Like in anticipation of that thing launching. Let's see. Yeah, that's about right for the price of the Hatsune Miku stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's not going to be in the custom builder yet. But let's see. Oh, cool. They have a build of the week now. That's cool. Okay, let's go to CPUs. 7800X3D, 9950X3D, not the V2. Yeah, they don't have it yet. So let me tell you real quick, though. Let me tell you a few things about what I do with the information you give me, right? When you say that you're going to do video editing, I think about things like the number of cores a CPU has, you know, how the GPU is going to do in the software that you use. Like, what video editing software would you be using? You can actually tell me that, and it'll help with the information, help give me a little extra info. When it comes to the motherboard, when you talk about music production, well, you'll have a mouse and keyboard, but also you're going to have control surfaces. You're going to have MIDI devices. You're going to have an audio interface or two. I don't know. So USB ports, kind of the same thing that you'll get whenever you tell me you're going to have a streaming PC. You need I/O. You need to be able to plug a bunch of stuff in. And a lot of music hardware really prefers to be direct into the motherboard. Does not like to be on a hub. Like, seriously, the latency added by having a secondary USB controller between like USB port to USB hub controller, then to USB port and its USB controller on the motherboard, then to CPU or chipset. No, you want to go directly into the motherboard, meaning you want a motherboard with a lot of ports. You don't want latency when you're trying to make music. Not good. Then you have, MIDI is not a lot of data. It does not require very high bandwidth, but still, you don't want that. Hey, these two USB controllers have to talk to each other now. No, it's not good. Plus, storage amount when it comes to video editing. Lots of clips, also for music production. Lots of samples and VSTs and all the projects you're going to have and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Peckish. Natty just came back from timeout. That means you have earned yourself a timeout. Welcome to the stream. You can't time out someone who just got timed out. Sorry, that's an unspoken rule. Let me read what you said earlier before. Have the ID Cooling FX360. It has a lot of variants for different aesthetics and is usually near silent. Thermalite should be the best value. And if you want a crazy ball out, the Trikes Panorama is like the best performing cooler and has a giant OLED screen. I wouldn't agree with the best performing cooler part. There are some more extreme all-in-one liquid coolers that have thicker radiators or more effective fans, or a combination, like the Liquid Freezer 3 from Arctic has a thicker radiator. You have to make sure it fits in your case, though. But yeah, personally, I prefer the Vornado caseless standing fan. And that's why they try to time you out. It's the one where you just have a fan blowing directly on your CPU. That is, that's why they wanted to time you out. But still, you can't time someone out right after they came back from timeout. That is an unspoken rule. I'd say probably 40% dabbling in music production, mostly as a beginner. Programs I plan to use mostly Ableton, Serum, and as you said, keeping in mind USBs. Right. What about the video editing software? Honestly, mostly novice in most of video editing. Not sure if Sony Vegas or Adobe. I've never used Sony Vegas, but I've been using Adobe for a long time. That being said, I have both good and bad things to say about it. Like, there's a lot of plugins for it. It's very widely used. If you want all your stuff in one ecosystem, like Photoshop and Illustrator and After Effects, Adobe can be worth it for you. But yeah, if you're gonna go now, if you're looking at another option, probably the one I would recommend is DaVinci Resolve, because you can start with the free version to learn. However, one thing to know is that unless you get the pro version, it's not using your GPU for hardware acceleration. So it's mostly transferring information over from phone to phone. Bluesionic Wolf, though, I prefer doing that myself, just because I don't want to be standing around in a phone store for all that. I usually will transfer a lot of data. So yeah, I don't want to be sitting around while that's happening. I bet Braithorn didn't mean to skip the forum. Just thought it seemed like it was more for asking about PC builds we'll use in the future. No problem. There is an upgrade option in there. The thing is, in order for that to be most effective, and here's what I recommend anyway, Hidden Leaf collectors, I think everyone with a PC should do this. Put together a PC part picker list with all your components in it. That's good for you to know, to reference later on once you have forgotten what's in your PC. But also for upgrades, you can then use that list to figure out upgrades that are supposedly guaranteed to work, because it does have a compatibility filter. So the reason I bring that up is in the form at the end, you have a text entry question thing where you can put in, if you're looking at a pre-built, you can put in what company you would like that you're thinking of, and I can go by that. or you can put in a link for your PC part picker list if you're getting an upgrade. So I will put 2 suggestions. Kden Live is FOSS. DaVinci Resolve has a demo version that has quite a bit of limited functionality, but is still useful. 30% game editing gaming clips. Okay, 40% dabbling in music, 30% editing gaming clips, and 30% gaming, not really planning on streaming. If you're not really going to be doing anything crazy with editing, you don't really necessarily need to look at paid software. As long as it's software that the free version allows you to put out 4K or higher resolution, essentially, because you are going to be doing everything in 1440p. But okay. But no, Hidden Leaf, you're good. No worries. Okay. So the where we're at a wall right now, though, is for everything that you're doing, I'm fairly certain, like, it doesn't matter what Intel just came out with. The 9950X3D V2 is going to destroy it. Until Intel comes out with Nova Lake later this year. And by that, I mean probably late this year. Nova Lake is going to be ridiculous. The top CPU for Nova Lake is supposedly going to have 52 cores. 52. Now, AMD is finally supposedly going to be updating their upgrading their core count per CCD to like 10 or 12 10 or 12 cores per CCD. They've been stuck at 8 for a very long time, which is for most use cases more than enough. But when you're talking about time is money when you're using your PC for prosumer uses. Like I'm a content creator, I edit videos, and that 52 core Intel CPU is going to be ridiculous. Intel already has an advantage when it comes to video editing, specifically in Premiere Pro with QuickSync. However, apparently DaVinci Resolve can also use QuickSync. I don't know about Sony Vegas. So, but for most of the rest of this year, until Intel launches their new CPUs, which is going to be a new socket, new CPUs, all that good stuff. The 9950X3D V2 is going to be, it's going to hold 2 titles. Top of the line CPU for consumers, for consumer desktops on the market, and worst name. It's just a bad name. It was never going to be a good name. And as a matter of fact, it had a worse name before. I happen to have inside information. I had inside information as to what the name was going to be, and I did not like it. Neither did the person from AMD who was talking to me about that. He didn't like it either. So yeah. Oh, by the way, because I didn't know this for a long time, FOSS means free open source software. I probably should have mentioned that. Like not mentioned what that meant, but mentioned what do you mean by that? It's an acronym I did not have in my toolkit, honestly. So yeah, basically, Atrix, all this time for me to tell you, yeah, you should wait a couple of weeks. For one thing, RAM prices are currently trending downward. For the first time in like 6 months, RAM prices are starting to trend downward. More than that, like 8 months. I don't know. But they're trending downwards, finally. The other thing is, yeah, the CPU it's within your price. It's going to be within your price range because you're just trying to game at 1440p. You don't need a 5090 for that. If you're going NVIDIA, if there's an available 5070 Ti, that's going to be the way. Or if you're going AMD, then a 9070 XT will more than do the job for you. For less money, actually, than a 5070 Ti. So there you go. My recommendation is Bone Shock. I was mentioning this earlier. It's supposedly going to be the 22nd. That is allegedly confirmed by AMD. And that is from Tech Power Up. That information is from Tech Power Up. The edition will be available from April 22nd, 2026. There you go. Tech Power Up is awesome. We like Tech Power Up, just in case you didn't know that. I've met some of the guys from Tech Power Up, and they're very, very cool and very nice. $200 watts. Yeah, the 3D cache, and they mentioned this here. 3D cache is not just for gaming. They mentioned specifically improved performance in applications with large cached data sets, such as software development, AI training and inferencing, and video production. It's going to be monstrous. However, keep in mind that Nova Lake is finally going to have, supposedly, it's finally going to have Intel's answer to 3D cache. So the jury's still out on that. We will see. I mean, this thing could easily be $1,000 though. But here's my take. As someone who's done all the things you're trying to do. I mean, obviously I've done video editing, right? YouTube, all that. I've done gaming, yes. But also I have done music production, amateur music production. It was super fun. And I've been getting pushed to do it again by a couple friends I made who are actually in that gig, right? Maybe they're not pushing me, but well, there's a little peer pressure there. When it comes to any creative tasks, if you can afford the components that will let the hardware get out of the way of the creative process, you should get them. There's nothing kills a creative process like lagging software or crashing software that basically makes you lose hours of work. You should have autosave functionality set up in Premiere Pro if you're going to use Adobe. It does have it, and it can save your butt. It has saved me multiple times. I do actually think waiting will be the best option. Yes. So yeah, that plus not plummeting, but slowly dropping RAM prices. And let's actually take a look at this. Let's look at an average kit of DDR5 6000 CL30, 32 gigs. Let's just go to first word latency 10. There we go. That should sort those two things out for us. Perfect. There we go. Not Crucial. Get out of here, Crucial. Let's look at this Corsair kit. Well, that doesn't help, Newegg. Well, it was at $539. It has dropped to $389.99. It did so earlier, and then Newegg said, just kidding. And then, yeah, it dropped back down again. Let's look at another one. How about Kingston Fury Beast? Love Kingston RAM. This is Newegg again. And went from $695 to $624, now at $409. You don't like Crucial? Crucial sucks because Micron decided we only want to serve, we only want to help out AI data centers and billionaire tech bros. So we're closing down Crucial. And they launched their Crucial Pro overclocking RAM like a month before they decided to shutter the company. Like, nah, they suck. If it's the only option, buy it. But if it's not, yeah, choose something else. At this point, what is a good non-boutique system integrator to go with? Skytech is a pretty consistent go-to for me, just because of their reputation that they've built with our community based on people's testimonials in the Discord. iBuyPower is also very good in terms of their customer support and tech support. The thing is, you have to remember that any computer building company can build a computer unless it's Apex Gaming PCs. They cannot build computers, as evidenced by the fact that they don't take pictures of their computers that they build or send them to people who buy them. Anyways, according to their customers. Anyways, these companies can all build a PC. And most of them, I haven't really come across, there have been a couple exceptions, but I haven't really come across any that just straight up cannot build one and have the worst cable management you've ever seen or whatever, right? Most people who criticize pre-builts have worse cable management in their systems. Find the lie. It ain't in there. It ain't in there. I'm not lying. It's true. However, what you're buying when you buy a pre-built is not just the computer. You're buying the ownership experience. You're buying the however the tech support might be if you have an issue. However the RMA process might be if it's an issue that they need to get the computer back to fix. The warranty that you get. The warranties will vary. Like Skytech, I think, does more with their warranty, but the default one is shorter overall at 1 year, whereas iBuyPower is at 1 year parts, 3 years labor, but both of those can be extended, right? Just things like that to consider. Now, boutique system integrators vary as well when it comes to those things, but on the whole, you're going to have most boutique system integrators providing more personalized customer service and purchasing experience. Specifically, Alexander PCs has a lifetime parts and labor warranty, which you won't find anywhere else that I would recommend. Just things like that. Yeah, sorry, WX. I didn't mean to. Trust me, the tone of voice in your response to your response was all for Crucial. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Apex Gaming PC hurt you? I didn't buy from them, but they hurt me. How did they hurt you? If you didn't buy from them. iBuyPower, big fan. Yeah, no, iBuyPower. And by the way, if you're thinking to yourself, well, he mentioned iBuyPower, that probably means CyberPower PC is fine, right? Nope. No. Compare the SI testimonials channel for CyberPower PC versus iBuyPower in my Discord. It's just, there's a whole group of channels there under the name SI testimonials. And the sub-channels in there are all for a bunch of different system integrators. Compare the iBuyPower one to CyberPower. It's night and day. Great. I do have Skytech and iBuyPower as my top options. Nice. Now, I do have codes for like a dozen different system integrators, including iBuyPower and Skytech. The Skytech one works for everything on the site. The iBuyPower one, as far as I know right now, only works for custom PCs. So that, however, can save you 5% off of that, which is a big amount. Skytech, though, it's a discount off everything in the site. It does scale with the price of what you're getting. But what I would say is this: you're on the list right now. You don't lose your place in line. So essentially, around the 22nd, or after, preferably, because when the product has launched, it's not always at system integrators immediately. But come back. You keep your place in line. Essentially, if there's a bunch of people who have filled out the form after you, if you come back in and say, hey, it's me, I'm back, I filled out the form, the next person is going to be you because you filled out the form earlier. Unless someone who was here even earlier comes in and says, hey, I'm here. It's just first come, first served in that way. And there you go. Now it's fresh there. There you go. I'll definitely not keep Alexander PCs out of the question. Maybe then I can muster up and throw a couple $100 more into the budget. Just not too sure yet. Yeah. Boutique builders. If you're going to go with a boutique build, you need to understand that you might be taking a step down in terms of performance, but the ownership experience for the same amount of money is what I mean. So just to say, like, if it's $3,500, you can maybe get the utmost in hardware for a certain price. With a boutique builder, not just Alexander PC, any boutique builder, some of that money goes towards the other stuff. Like, oh, there's a better power supply in here. Oh, there's a better this or that, this or that. A company like Skytech isn't going to put a crap power supply in a system because that would just lead to more RMAs and them losing money. But you're not going to see the flashy name brand stuff all the time there. It'll be tested and good, but not as fancy, I guess. And that kind of goes for most of the parts. However, what I would do is do a custom build from Skytech. Then you get to pick your parts. There you go. Kind of the best of both worlds there. But yeah, there's options. Height is owned by iBuyPower. They make good cases. That is true. iBuyPower, no thanks. They rigged a CSGO game for skins. Are you serious? You're not serious. They built something and it burned my eyes, Special Joey? Jeez, that sounds great. What? They actually built something, though. Wow. Congratulations, Apex. If you want to have a good laugh at Apex's expense, Special Joey, check I think the second video I did on them way back when, it was like a year and a half ago, maybe now, over a year ago. They had put AI art up on their page. I spent a good 7 minutes roasting it, and I feel like it's the funniest thing I've put on the internet. This was a massive scandal back in the mid-2010s. You think any of the same people are working there since then? Okay, maybe in tech support, yes, but not in marketing. I don't know, how long has King been there? That's crazy. By the way, Atrix, that is Alexander PCs, ALEX, and it's it was mentioned earlier as ALIX. It's not Alex PCs. It's this. That's them. If you're wanting to just go check out their site, browse around a bit, in preparation for coming back to get some help. If you come back and say, "Hey, I want a PC from here," I do take that seriously, unless it's one that I don't recommend. Then I will tell you why I don't recommend it. Okay, hey, that's all good, WX. You're good. Oh, John Paul Bacon, welcome. How's it going? Welcome in. The funny part is that iBuyPower had a CSGO team. It was genuinely a really good team, and then they rigged a match, and they haven't been seen since. Well, I mean, they were doing the whole Valorant thing. They did that. I need to change the timing on that. It's a little bit too delayed. 1 second. Just need to change it a little bit. Okay, let's try that again. With one addition here. Okay, let's see how that animation goes now. Still a little too slow. That's better. Okay. I do have a question. My brother did buy a PC from Corsair. I think the Vengeance A7500. I know he has some similar interests in me, with his predominant interest being gaming, not streaming. So do you see his PC holding up well? As in performance-wise? More of 80 gaming, 20 music production, Ableton and Serum. Okay, I don't know the specs of that system offhand, but I hope so. Remember that when it comes to performance, the number one factor in messing up that performance is potentially you as a user. You can leave too many Chrome tabs open and bam, there you go. What is going on with Corsair's website? Like, it is struggling to load this. This is funny. This Reddit post. Let's see if we can read this before it loads the page. I'd say it's a good purchase. You can find pre-builts with the same specs for cheaper, like Skytech brand. One of the benefits of going with Corsair Vengeance PCs is that it's it's a homogeneous environment, right? A homogeneous ecosystem, as in the fans, the cooler, the RAM, all of it is Corsair products. So you only have to use IQ for your RGB, which is that's a benefit. That is a benefit. The downside is you do pay the Corsair tax on every one of those parts. Alucard, welcome. How you been, man? 9900 X3D with a 5080. Okay. 12 cores. The 5080 is nice. It is a nice GPU. 12 core 9900 X3D. That is still having the... Here's the thing about the 9900 X3D that I don't like, because for 80% gaming, that's not the CPU. That is not the CPU you want to go with. This is still... This was trying to load it. What is going on with this? It's still trying to load it. Are y'all able to get to the Corsair website? Let me know. When it comes to gaming, right? If the PC is set up properly, which it should be, Corsair can do that, right? When your brother starts a game, it becomes a 6-core CPU. It's called core parking. That 6-core CPU, depending on the game, if a game is well suited to using multiple cores, the 9800 X3D, which is cheaper, will outperform the 9900 X3D because it stays at 8 cores, right? The 9800 X3D is 8 cores. That's it. There is not another active chiplet on there. It's just the 8-core chiplet. The 9900 X3D will go down to 6 cores from 12. It'll shut off half of the cores. Now, when doing music production, you have all 12 cores. There you go. Well, I mean, right now, the Corsair tax is, if time is money, the Corsair tax is our time right now because it is just not loading. Okay, so here's an issue. It looks like there's multiple specs for that system. This one has a 9800 X3D, apparently. This was in May 15th, 2025. So it's really hard to say. I think the biggest issue that might come up in music production, if the type of music we're talking about involves a lot of tracks, a lot of VSTs, plugins, all kinds of stuff, a lot of samples and instruments, then the RAM being at, I guess, 32 gigs maybe, could become an issue. Particularly if there are Chrome windows open at the time, a bunch of Chrome tabs or anything like that, that could be an issue. The upgrade to make, it would be 64 gigs of RAM, but that is not easy to do right now because of the prices. So that's only if that becomes an issue. You run what you brung until there's an issue, right? So if there's no issue right now, don't mess with it. As for it being, oh, yeah, they're doing maintenance on the site. Cool. All right, thanks guys. Okay. Well, I mean, RAM prices are dropping. So, I mean, that is quite a big drop. That is $200 from March 9th to March, or now to the 2nd of April. Crazy. Okay. So yeah, that's the potential issue, right? Is RAM. Storage could be an issue too. I don't know how much storage that system has because we can't look at it. We can't look at the specs. But if it's a 1 terabyte drive, that's not going to last. And storage is also at a premium right now. Storage is also spiked in price to more than double. So there you go. Essentially, the issues that it can possibly be are technically the easiest upgrades you can make, right? Storage and RAM. Those are the two physically easiest upgrades you can make. Although physically swapping out your GPU is easier. I mean, technically you kind of have to get the GPU out of the way to upgrade your storage in a lot of cases, but whatever. Anyways. So yeah, if storage is not an issue and RAM capacity is not an issue, your brother's probably fine. Plus it is AMD. So when Zen 6 comes out, that should still be AM5. So there's an upgrade path there for all components. Yeah. So as to how it's holding up, what does your brother say? Your brother has more experience with that PC than I do, and more knowledge of the specs because Corsair's website is down. I hope some of this helped. I don't know. But yeah, for your system, come on back after the 22nd and we will get you sorted out. Tired but fine here. Just trying to have a day off. Lots of work to do. I feel that. I understand that. I would think 2 terabytes for specs like that. I would as well. I would assume 2 terabytes. But you just never know. You never know. Yeah, it's about time, right, for it to come up with a message that says, it ain't working, buddy. Okay. Alrighty. So how should we do these 2 boxes of Ninja Spinner? I think I should do 1 box today, not both. I need to go out and pick up more English product in English though, because it is a different experience ripping that. And I've been doing a lot of Japanese product. Like, admittedly, it's been a lot. It's so nice to not have to worry about the camera shaking for like 20 seconds after I adjust things. That's a little too far out, though. Don't you just want to turn this up? Because, like, with Greninja being upside, don't you just want to, like, look at it like this? But then it's... Ugh, whatever. Ninja Spinner seems to be working well for you, but since you're wanting to move on from the Japanese products, why not Ninja Spinner Mega Pack? Thanks for all the help today. Hey, no problem. It definitely helps. He's not the biggest PC guy. He just kind of randomly decided to buy one. It helps to know he's got upgradability if need be. Yes. And also I can help walk through upgrades whenever the time comes. That is an option on the forum as well. As long as you know, you've always got a place to go whenever you want direct answers to your questions and help with things like that, I can help you out. I guess I was a little wishy-washy on this, but so was Corsair's website. So I will accept zero responsibility for that. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. I should get some cool scissors if I'm going to be doing this a lot. These are just kind of household HEB brand scissors. That's literally what I'm using for this. I kind of like the idea of taking my time getting really good B-roll of the product in question at the beginning of each recording. I think that's a good habit to get into. I could even do this. If I do it like this, we can reverse the footage and it's like I snapped right into perfect focus. Wait, was I recording that whole time? I hope not. That would be a really long recording. Okay. All right, this is just some B-roll of the box. I'm going to snap it out of focus, just reverse that footage. There we go. It's also good to throw notes in there. We got the Froakie. We got the Frogadier. And now it's time to get the Greninja. That's right. More Ninja Spinner coming at you. Let's see if we can pull that Greninja SAR to complete that set. I certainly hope so, because I only have this box and one more after it. So I don't know if I want to buy any more Ninja Spinner, and I might just wait until Perfect Order comes out. And I might just wait until Chaos Rising comes out. Heck, maybe the Greninja will become a promo. I don't know. It's probably going to be the Froakie or something. And yes, we are doing this as a mega pack because it's easier that way. It doesn't take as long to do, and kind of fun. So we'll be getting the last 2 cards out of each of these 5 card packs and making a 60 card mega pack. And yes, I know that some people out there say, "Oh, I only buy Japanese product if it's a high class box because of the hit rates, the guaranteed hits." The hit rates on these have, I don't want to talk about the hit rates. I'm going to jinx myself, but this is my 4th box. That should tell you how I feel about it. There we go. 30 packs, 5 cards each. And we're going to be moving away from the commons and uncommons because at this point I have all of those. Let's get ripping. This will be sped up for you video viewers. Chat, get cozy. You know, this takes a little time. I guess I could do this as 2 30-card mega pack videos. I'm gonna say both, and we're gonna do it both ways. Well, we're gonna do it the 15-pack ways, and then or if not, we just combine the whole thing. But let me say the other thing. So we're doing 2 30-card mega packs out of this, taking out the back 2 cards out of every 5-card pack. So if you don't want to miss the end of this one, then get subscribed or hit follow. Starting off with, there we go, 15 packs. There it is. And we will save these 15 for the next one. I guess I'll put them over here. I didn't want to have them go out of camera, but why not? Whatever. I just keep wanting to handle these upside down. Greninja, why are you like this? I ask myself the same question when adjusting the zoom after having started the sped up portion. Oops. Might make it a little jarring, but probably not. If anyone even notices. So what are y'all up to while you're watching the stream? You know, nobody straight up just watches something anymore. We always got to be doing multiple things at once. Am I right? I am no different there. There are certain things that I will directly just watch. New episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, just things like that. Like if it's a new anime episode, I will watch that. If I go to the movies, obviously I'm not going to be on my phone. People who do that belong in the same circle of hell as those who do not return their shopping carts in the parking lot. Reading about coolers. Nice. There you go. There's one really cool one from Thermal Right that it's a little bit more. It gets up towards like pricing of other coolers, but it has a massive screen, like a really long screen. It's kind of cool. Okay. Getting settled for bed. Nice, nice. Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. So this side here is going to be all commons and uncommons, maybe some trainer cards. Not a ton of those, as from what I've seen, but yeah, we've gotten all these already. But let's just, you know, kind of speed through it real quick. Make sure I did the separation properly. Shouldn't see anything reflective in here. No shiny cardboard right here. And I have added all of these to the Pokédex at this point. But remember, that is our primary goal, building the raddest Pokédex there ever was. So if you see me get excited about a card people normally wouldn't get excited about, that's why. Because that is goal number one. Okay, let's just put those over here. Okay, this is it. The hits, the hollows, the reverses, the rares, all should be right here. And right off the bat, first pack magic, let's go. Look at this Matang art rare. That is super sick. Look at that. I didn't have, I think I have a pretty basic card from Matang, maybe a reverse foil. That's it. Right off the bat. Tell me about these booster box Japanese booster box hit rates again. Tell me about that again. All right, we got the Mega Dragalge EX. Nice. I have an SIR for Mega Dragalge, so that's not an upgrade, but still very pretty card, very cool card. Goes to the EX collection. We have a trainer card there. Golisopod. Okay, Deoxys, Xerneas, Hollow, Garbodor, Tauros, AZ, Deoxys again, Ferrothorn, sounds familiar, Bug Catching Net, Ho-Oh. I love this Ampharos art. This Ampharos art just pops. It's so good. It is so good. Ampharos Hollow. I need to play the game again because I keep forgetting this guy's name. And that is a shame. Shame on me, because he's a great character. Anybody help me out with this? Anybody who played Legend ZA? Okay. No. No. No way! We got the Chespin art rare. Let's go. That is awesome. Oh, that's such a good Chespin card. I haven't seen a better Chespin card. This is what I want. This is what I love to get. The stuff that, like, my Pokédex is not meant to be made up of all the most expensive cards. It's supposed to be made up of my favorite cards. And this is the best Chespin card I've ever seen. That is so sick. Goodra. Okay. Kabalion EX, nice. Sudowoodo. Book Thing. Metagross. Uno Reverse. Crobat. Chestnut. Hollow. Deoxys. Defense Mode. What? Oh my God. Delivered. Delivered? Do you say Delibird or delivered? Because it's supposed to be like delivered, right? Okay. Claydol. Roxy. And Meowstic. But yo, look at that. 4 hits. That's just the first half. Go ahead and sleeve these up. Really, really good ones too. I really love getting beautiful full art cards for the underserved evolutions. Love that. And this is a really, really gorgeous Dragalge EX. There's a lot going on, but that just summarizes Dragalge, Mega Dragalge. That's just a lot going on. You know, biblically accurate Dragalge is what I've heard it called, and boy, oh boy, is that correct. Oh, no. Top loaders, please, for these two. Deserved. That is 2 massive upgrades right there. Kabalion might also be an upgrade. I'm not sure, and I can check that very quickly here. Yes, that's also an upgrade. Very nice. That is not an upgrade from the SIR, though, right there. And there might be a couple of holo foils that are in, holo cards that are in this stack here that might be an upgrade, but we're not going through that right now. Still, absolutely rad first picks here, first packs. Love that. Like the Matang is cool. That is a cool card. But the Chespin, I love that Chespin card. That's my favorite so far. Okay, that's the first half. Get subscribed or hit follow to catch the next one. See you then. All right, that's the first half. Let's do the second half. Oh, one thing real quick. In case we do this as 2 videos. Now, if you want to see how many of those were new Pokemon and upgrades, that's going to be in the next one when we finish opening this box. I'm keeping that all together, but we'll see you then. I shouldn't have kept those words so close to each other just because editing, that makes it hard to separate that. Whatever. It's all good. Okay, no, that's fine. We'll just make a big stack right there. Okay. I'll actually keep the hits on screen here. Actually, I'm going to get them out of the way so that I can do the next bunch of packs. All right. Next 15 packs right here, ready to go. The first 15 packs, the first half of this box went super well. We got a couple of amazing art rares, a couple of EXs. It could, I mean, we don't want all the hits to be there because we don't want this part of this video to be boring. So let's see how the second half goes. And that's just, of course, to put in the beginning. Of course, it can just be, you can just add voiceover over just footage of that first opening. I opened 15 packs of this Ninja Spinner box, and I got 4 really pretty good hits out. Okay, and I got 4 pretty good hits out of it. But now it's time to make a 30-card mega pack out of the second stack of 15 here. We're gonna do that right now. I'm making that mega pack. Get cozy while I do it in sped up video editing magic time. Sure, that works. I would only have to do this 5 times if I did 3 packs at a time, but I'm actually a little nervous about doing that many. The Switch games are the ones I have not played like at all. Ah, got you. Okay. Wow. I mean, I know I'm not saying much, but like, we don't want also to have boring music in the background. I need to add to that playlist. I've been using the same playlist for like 3 years now. Y'all got to be getting tired of the music at some point. I'm not, but like still. Okay. Oh, we're not done yet. What am I doing? Still got to mega pack it up. Get some lo-fi in here, some nice chillax jazz. I used to run lo-fi. But the problem is if I play jazz, then this voice comes out. And it's the only voice I can use when I'm playing jazz. All right? And y'all would definitely not want that. Am I right? Be like, all right, let's rip some Pokemon packs. I hope I get a hit. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Maybe it works too well. Honestly, I don't know. You tell me. Was I out of focus that whole time? Wow, wonderful. Great content. Yeah, sorry that was out of focus the whole time, but it was sped up, so let's call it a natural blur effect. Wait, why did the camera freeze? There we go. That should come back up in a second. Oh, no, not if I unplug the HDMI. That'll do it. And to unplug the power so it doesn't overheat too much. That might be what caused that. There we go. Okay, now is my focusing going to work? Hey, can you like... Oh, what is going on with this? My lens is acting funny. Oh, there we go. The ring slipped a little bit. The follow focus ring slipped a little bit. So it's trying to rotate a part of the lens that does not rotate. There we go. I'm so glad I have all that recorded. Okay, so there we go. Okay, it's working. Good. Okay. Holy bunch of cards. Yes. What's up, Nerdy Nadia? Welcome. Yeah, this is a Japanese. They're Japanese Pokemon cards that have better hit rates, in my opinion, oftentimes better quality, and they cost a lot less than the cards in English. So you'll see a lot of those here because it is fun and frugal. What a combo. Okay, we're back into it. All right. Once again, we have the commons and uncommons here. Hits, hollows, rares, everything right here. So, and some commons and uncommons too. That's just how these are laid out. So let's just blast through these real quick. Make sure there's nothing new. We already know the answer to that. There will not be. Let's zoom in real quick just to make sure I have ultimate awesome focus mode go. Perfect. Okay. All right, just blast through these real quick. Yep. Got it. Already have that. Okay. I don't know how many cards are in Ninja Spinner. I wonder how hard it would be to master set, considering the lower cost of the Japanese booster boxes. Who knows? Not I. Okay, nothing new in there. Let's get our previous hits in here. So this mega pack knows what it has to compete with. And let's see how it does. Are we going to get a first pack hit again? Are we going to get a first pack full art? Let's find out. No, not quite. What's up, Mega Floette EX? Still a very cool EX card. That is a hit. Tauros. Ooh, we have the special fire energy. That's cool. Special fire energy hollow. Can't use it, but it's very cool. Emma. Ferrothorn. Oh, no way. No, I spoiled it. And it's also the wrong one because I already have the Froakie. Froakie is the new Bulbasaur, everyone. Froakie is a new Bulbasaur. It's a beautiful card. I love this card, but it's... Yeah. Oh no, but also, yo. Yeah, that is correct. What a troll there. So there's an art rare Froakie, a dupe right there. Great for the trade binder for anyone trying to get this triplet of cards, but like me, like I'm trying to. Deoxys, Roxy, Deoxys, Pseudo Wudo, Bug Catching Net. And Gorgeist EX, we do have this one already. Elysopod, Trevenant Hollow, Ninetales. Yo, we got the secret rare Greninja. It's not the exact Greninja, but it's a dope Greninja. Look at that. It's not the SAR. but it is a secret rare Greninja. That is super sick. Man, the art from this set goes hard. Look at that. Maybe this is a precursor. Maybe it's a precursor to the SAR. Maybe there's supposed to be an SAR, I think, in every box, right? So maybe. Avalug, big guy again. I will, before the next stream, I will play the game just to get that guy's name. Delivered. Yo, we got a secret rare item card. That is energy something or other. That is beautiful. That is a really cool looking card. Dang. It shines like my forehead. Jeez. Deoxys. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Emma. Deoxys. There's so much Deoxys in this. Right after I bought a special box just to get Deoxys. Okay. Water Energy Hollow. Clay Doll. Lumiose Tower thing. And we ended it with another Meowstic. That was the same in the last pack. I guess no guaranteed SAR. But man, oh, come on. Well, you know what? The second half had exactly the same number of hits, but slightly... No, yeah. The same exact number of hits, but slightly better. Because two are... Hold on, let me... Yeah, the second mega... Let me get these sleeved and... The second mega pack technically wins. It does technically beat out the first one. All right, you know, we got the two secret rares and an art rare instead of 2 art rares and 2 EXs. So yeah, it wins. But man, overall the box was pretty cracked. These are really good. Like, I can recommend this. I'm getting mine. This is not sponsored, but I've been getting mine from Kels Collectibles. The pricing's really good. I have one left. But let me get these all sleeved up so we can show them off at the end here. But yeah, we do already have this Froakie. So that's what you worry about when you're chasing cards. This is why I don't like having chase cards. I don't like chasing specific cards. We are now down to one specific card I want from this set, and that is a bad place to be. But yeah, now that I've shown you guys, I can... add to the Pokédex by trading. Some of these will come in handy for that, for the trade binder. So let's get all the full art ones up here, front and center. There we go. 5 full art cards, including 2 secret rares, 1 duplicate art rare, and 2 art rares or illustration rares equivalent that I am super stoked about adding to the Pokédex. These are awesome. And you're going to the trade binder. You're great. You're cute, but you're going to the trade binder. And yeah, that's a really... I think I already have an ultra rare Greninja card, but I think I want to replace it with this. Let me know in the comments whether you think I should do that or not. We're still hunting the SIR, and we still have another box to go. So we got it. It's in here. It is in here. We know it. It must be true. All right, see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, boy. Energy retrieval. Right. Yes. Oh, my God. I can't believe I got another Froakie. Froakie fans will be mad to hear me react to that like that, but whatever. Okay? They might not have been there for the Bulbasaur debacle. This is good, though. These boxes are really good. Like, okay. Let me just check some things real quick. Okay, so the box itself, let's see what it's running for now. I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, I'm just checking this real quick. We're not recording anymore, so I can put music on. What am I doing? Oh, it went up. It went up. It was less. It went higher. It was like 70, not even 70. It was like $50 for the box. It's now, yeah, it was like $45, something like that. $94.99 now. Yeah, unless I'm mistaken. I could be. However, I mean, look. Oops, wrong button. The Mega Greninja EX is going for almost $300. Like that's, and then there's a gold one that's like 500. Like these are, I can't be like, I didn't get the one card that's like one of the biggest chases. But like the Chinchino that I got before, $40 card for a box that was like $50. Mega Dragalge. I think I got the Mega Dragalge from another box. That's like $27 worth. This one, the one I just pulled, is worth $25 for the secret rare. Just that one card, right? And then if we look, Froakie is worth about $10. Like these are not usually. I guess the price went up on the boxes. Frogadier, $7. Even just the EX is $6 for an EX, which is kind of a lot for an EX. I got this Chinchino, which is $6. The Mega Floette EX is no, that's the secret rare. The Beedrill I got $5.50. These are obviously going down as I scroll downwards, right? That's normal. But like the pulls that I've been getting have been making these boxes worth it. Yeah, I got this one. Yes, this is the SAR that I got. What an insane card. It's gorgeous. It's you know, if you're really wrapped up in making your money back. Yeah, with like from that box, I think I also got the Chinchino. Yeah, these are good boxes. It's just I wasn't expecting them to go up like that. I guess I should have been expecting that. Anyways, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm just glad I ordered the boxes before they went up in price. That was good. That was a good move. I don't know that I'm going to order more. So we might have to end up trading for the Greninja at some point. And that's hopefully the price goes down on it if we're going to do that. Okay, anybody? Nope, no one else has filled out the form. Grandma's boy said hi and booked it right after that, or their keyboard broke suddenly. But yeah. Bray didn't even see my crash out in the list. Dang. I went looking to see if there was a crash out there. Oh, there it is. I thought there was going to be one and I missed it. Okay. I didn't. Wow, the triple on exploit. That's good. That was good. The fact that you didn't delete, but you just like, because this is not a text message, right? Like it's not a tweet. Okay. A third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. Rip Kaiba got thrown to the Shadow Realm. Free my man. I don't know. I've seen a still shot of what his smile looks like. Might be the right place for him. Look, he's cool. We can just like scroll. There it is. I don't have the heart to delete it. You put a lot of work into that. You put too much work into that. And we appreciate you for that. We do. We do. However, I don't know how I feel about other people crashing out on my crash out show where I do that. That feels a little... Okay, that's valid. That's valid. That was well done. Some of y'all were there when I was literally like, I mean, you had to hear me when I was like, oh, I was sure that you would have put more messages here, but I guess I'd scrolled away from it or something. I think what that needs to be, that is, that's Hope Core, right? Like that, it should be one of those things. There you go. I care too much. I work too hard. Interview question. Yeah. One of my favorite Hope Core things is where Ludwig was crashing out over being bad at a video game. And it was really good. It was really good. I would play it here if it wasn't floor to ceiling profanities. Just like nutrient rich with profanities. Like, no, why would you do that? I was gonna read it for a Hope Core thing, but okay. All right, you know what? That's not allowed. I wanted to read it, then we put it to a little thing with the footage of the mountains and stuff. It's okay. I was getting the cards out of the way from when I was gonna slam my hands into the table. Hey, you know what? Check this out. Okay, I was just gonna Control Z. There you go. Well, now I don't know if I want to. If you're just gonna think you can just delete stuff, it's on the internet. It's on the internet forever. I have to come to terms with that every time I rant. Every time. I'm like, I did that. Am I okay with that being on the internet? Yeah. I don't usually say mean stuff about people. I usually say mean stuff about companies. And like everybody's with that. We're all together on this, right? Like we're all good with that. Yes, the answer is yes, in case you were wondering. It really smacked of the like, why are we still here? Just to suffer kind of thing, you know? Or maybe kind of like your Goodfellas moment, you know? I'm here to amuse you. Good, it was good work. You put in a lot of work on that. I mean, I say mean stuff about people all the time. I never go a day without saying some mean stuff about someone. Usually they're CEOs and politicians, though. Keep it to that, yeah. You'll probably be fine. Do you know what a soliloquy is? I need to find... No. It's like a, it's like a monologue. A poetic monologue kind of thing. I'm probably getting that definition not 100% correct, but I am fine with that. It is spelled how it sounds, mostly. I can spell bourgeoisie, but soliloquy. Okay. Should I have gone with a matte finish for this? It looks really good. I'm not getting another microphone, but I mean, nah, it's perfect. It's very me coated. This is good. Maybe gold for these though would have been good. I wonder if they just do the tightening nuts. I don't know. Okay. You can spell bourgeoisie, but can you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? MSG? It would probably taste a little weird in Cinnamon Toast Crunch, to be honest. Here, I'll let y'all ruminate on this for a second. Okay, here. All right. Here we go. Here is Natty the Panda's. Here we go. I mean, here we go. Here we go. This is Natty the Panda's soliloquy while banished to timeout by a chatter, mind you, not me. Wow, I see. I see how it is. You want to use me as content, as free entertainment. That is not how it works. I am not a circus clown, a little monkey for you to exploit. You want me to juggle as well? Throw some balls around? Some Pokeballs. Well, I refuse. I am more than content. I am a surgeon, Dr. Han. I am more than just my pretty face. I know I am very pretty, but I will not play into your hand of cards, for you are dueling. A third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. Rip Kaiba got thrown into the Shadow Realm. Free my man. Leave him there. It's fine. Well, you can't have me. I am better than this. Oh, my timeout ran out. Cool. Beautiful. Thank you for that free entertainment. There you go. Good. How did I do? Was I mean, it was a cold read, so. That was amazing. My writing really came through. Well, it tends to when you break your caps lock. Apparently. And that does help, though. That does help to help me with projection and my tone and all that. All right, we're sending it. F it, we bald. Sorry, this is upside down again. This one is one video. For sure. We're just doing one video with this one. Hopefully the camera doesn't freak out again. That'd be great. That's pretty cool. Hold on. A flaw in my follow focus will actually be a thing here. It'll help us with the shot. I was going to save it. I was going to wait to open it. But dang it, I need that Greninja SAR. So we're opening it. My final box of Ninja Spinner. Let's go. Let me do that again. Nope. See, I had it perfectly centered. Oh, I'm not recording. Ha ha ha. Those were rehearsals, test runs. I was going to save it. I was going to wait to open it. But after that duplicate Froakie, I need that Greninja SAR. We're doing it. We're opening my last box of Ninja Spinner. I'm just going to smack it down. And the spot is right here. We're going to open my last box of Ninja Spinner. I need that Greninja SAR. Let's go. And do it a little faster than that. Nope, not centered, buddy. Nope. There it is. No messing around. One video, two videos. This is one video, 60 card mega pack. We're just going to be opening this thing and getting to those special little art rares and secret rares, and hopefully secret art rare. I got to get it. We got to do it. I might end up having to trade for this card. I hope not. Now, the question is, if we get the gold, right? That'd be a great problem to have. I'm going to need you, buddy. It's not going to match the other two cards, but do we get upset about that? I think not. That card is kind of popping off on the market right now. But still, let's see what we get. All right, fast forward time. Hold on, sport mode. Sport mode, we don't really need it, but we're doing sport mode here. Getting rid of these. Don't need them. We will see what we get from this. The pull rates on these boxes are very good. We've gotten some awesome upgrades. We've gotten a ton of new Pokemon from this, from the first box anyway. We're doing 60 card mega pack right now. Speed up time, engage. I'm doing 3. I'm doing it. Dramatic and Mexican novella, zoom in. As a Brazilian, I love that. Keep it up. You got it. You can do that in post, but there's just something about the practical in-camera zoom that is irreplaceable. Oh, that's 4. I ain't that brave. It's crazy. When I do this, the packs will like bond to each other where I cut them. It's interesting. Oh, right there. Okay, I was like, where did I put the one I just did? Thought this packs were supposed to bond to the buyer, not each other. I thought bonding to the owner is how Pokemon works. Well, then not the packs, the cards. You need to get some adhesive on these cards so the Pokemon can bond to the person pulling them. That'd be objectively terrible, actually. Onward, what's up? Just doing a little mega pack action here. Woke up just in time for it. Yeah, we just did one, and I got a duplicate Froakie. You know, I'm trying to get the Froakie, Frogadier, and Greninja triple, you know, the matching set, and I got a duplicate Froakie. My first major duplicate from this set, and it made me sad. Best adhesive for cards to bond should be called Ditto, then? Not sure what you're going for there, but I mean, it would be on brand, I suppose. It's funny how many people have decided since Pokopia came out, suddenly like Ditto, top 10 Pokemon, Ditto is my favorite Pokemon now. And you know what? I mean, like, legit. But also how many people are now like, Paris, no. I'm not talking about the city in France, by the way. I'm talking about Paras, Paris. That's the thing. Avoid Pokedex entries if you are squeamish, because they are messed up. John Paul Bacon, appreciate that. Appreciate the good luck. Yeah, dupes can hurt, except for the trading aspect. It turned out to be a lot of fun. So now, whenever I get a dupe, although it's if I have a chase card, then it hurts. But like now, whenever I get a dupe, I'm like, that goes to the trade binder, and it's more ammo for trading. It's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I look forward to doing that at a bigger card show, like more people there, more places to go and try trading. That could be its own whole thing. Like make a hit list before a card show, and try to figure out what I'm hunting for, what I need to get, and plan that out. My God, 60 cards is going to be crazy. I honestly like having a good amount of bulk for building decks, but the bulk from the Japanese packs is like, I can't use it. So I guess it can be helpful for someone who's trying to master set Ninja Spinner specifically, not Perfect or not Chaos Rising when it comes out. But yeah. The one this month is like, I want to say at least 10 times the size. Sounds like a whole video idea. Yeah. What one this month are we talking about? Hard show. Oh, right. That sounds fun. Sounds like a good time. I need to get my IRL streaming setup going, like not the phone one, but instead that bag that I have, that device that the guy made. That way, my phone will still be present, but that's just so I can read chat. Oops, did not mean to see that, but that's just a common. Doesn't matter. He was a Don fan. I've got that one. Okay, how about we use our buddy to focus? Perfect. Okay, so this is 90 cards worth of Japanese bulk that I... it's not tournament legal here in the States. And unless someone is trying to master set Ninja Spinner, I don't see this being super useful, but yeah, I've got all of these. So, and now I have some extras. Yep. Oh, well. Here we go. This is where all the hits should be. I know why I did all that focusing before, because I need to do it again now. There we go. Perfect. Nope. Chris, I appreciate that, and I will celebrate that in a minute. I've been prepping for this for a little while now. All right, let's get into it. 60 card mega pack. Let's hope this is the one. Delibird. Oh, nice. The red card. Hold on a second. I was just looking at this. And if you're interested, hold on. Yeah, I know this is just a full art item card, but it's still worth like $8-9 right here. So pretty nice. That's a hit right there. All right. Ferrothorn, Hollow Water, Special Energy, Deoxys, Ampharos Hollow, red card, but like the regular one. Okay, Gudra, Lysopod, Hollow Special Fire Energy, Metagross, Ho-Oh, Lumio City, but oh my God, we got it! Yes! Let's go! We got the SAR! Let's go! That's crazy! I knew it. I felt it. I didn't say it, but I knew it. We hit it. We hit the SAR. That is bananas. We got all three, baby. Oh, man. And just in case you're interested, yes, this card's worth like $300. Something like that. Yeah, 293.51 to be exact. But it's worth far more than that in terms of completing a trifecta of 3 awesome matching cards. Froakie to Frogadier to Mega Greninja EX SAR. Let's go. Hold up, we're doing the thing. There you go. There's a little B-roll for you, Onward. There you go. Look at that. Bam. In-camera zoom, just like that. What an insane card to pull. Oh, man. And we're barely through this set of 60. Okay, I am sleeving this thing, though. I am sleeving this thing right now. Okay. Ooh, okay. You know, I kind of get it with the whole chase card thing, but yeah. Just think about it. This thing would have just been sitting there till Sunday. And now I ain't got to worry about it anymore. There it is. I got to pull out the other ones. I got to pull out the other ones to put them next to it. I have to do that. But we'll do that at the end. Might as well put this in a sleeve too. Why not? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, man. Yep. $50, $60 box or whatever. $300 card. You love to see it. Not that I'm selling that thing, because I actually didn't realize it was worth that much. I thought it was worth like 150 bucks. Now I'm like, oh. But still, nope. It has a home now. Let's get the focus in. There we go. Oops. Oh, okay. We got another another Mega Dragalge EX. Nice, nice. Okay. Net, Crobat, Roxy, AZ, Ninetales, Deoxys, Keldeo. Oh, we got the Chinchino EX. Nice, nice. Okay, all right. I do have the art rare for that. Just pull another one right now. You're not going to get more than one in a box. There's no way. Well, okay, all right. I guess, Shanala, that counts. It's another Mega Greninja EX. Does that make you happy? There you go. There you go. All right. And guys, this is why we have the chat on screen, so that those kinds of moments can happen. Another hit. What a box. Oh, my goodness. Gourgeist EX. Sure, join the party. Crobat. Yeah, okay. Emma. Deoxys. And another Matang art rare. There you go. That's another hit. That is another hit. Do you think we would get in trouble if I got the Taco Bell sound for every hit? If we use that, you think we get... People use sound effects of all different kinds, but I feel like that would be great. I would like that. Matang showing up again. Look at that. Just, I don't know. I know Matang is working, but the aura, the sheer aura right there. Garbodor, more aura right there. It's a different kind of aura, more like aroma. Deoxys, bug catching net, Ferrothorn. That sounds familiar. Sudowoodo. I did a number on my voice when I got that card. I really did. Oh my goodness. Okay, Deoxys again. Trevenant Hollow. Aura. Emma. It rhymes, kind of. Deoxys. Garbodor. Okay. Avalugg. All right. Claydol. Ninetales. Beedrill EX. Join the club, buddy. You're not the last card this time, Meowstick. Yo, we got the Claydol art rare. Let's go. Another massive upgrade for the Pokédex right here. And what a sick card that is. Look at that galaxy in the background. That is so cool. The stars and like the effect of sort of the fisheye lens effect on this on the background is super cool. That is dope. Man, this box was the box. Meowstick, get out of here. Okay. All right. Okay. You're great. Tauros. Oh, come on. That's crazy. Another Froakie. That is crazy. What is the Frogadier going to be next? All three in one box? Come on. That is bananas. Okay. That's that. Okay. Yep. That is absolutely wild. That is insane. I only have to pull out the Frogadier now to have all three on screen. But okay. All right. Go off. Oh my goodness. I just want to hear more about how the hit rates in these boxes aren't good and you just get high class boxes. Don't tell me that. Do not. That was like, seriously. Yes, I have opened 5 boxes of this, but that's like the same price as like, I don't know, 1 box of Destined Rivals, 1 booster box. It's less than that. Get out of here with that. Somebody hit me with the Frogadier Pokedex number, please. I kind of got my hands full. Where are you? 657. There you go. Thank you, Shanala. That was perfect. I should also show what card is being replaced by that SAR. We now have here. Okay, let me get this where they're all in and all in focus. You know what? Let's get a real good focus rack on these. There we go. Nope. Perfect. We now have all 3 matching cards here. There you go. That is, you see how Frogadier is looking at the giant water shuriken there? And you've got Froakie looking up at the surface of the water right there. Absolutely sick. What a set of cards. And now we've got all 3. So cool is right. You're right about that. Plus this clay doll on top of that. Absolutely sick cards. We got a duplicate of the Matang. Heck, we've even got this red card. Uno reverse in your face. Plus a bunch of EXs here, including, I don't know, why not? Another Mega Greninja EX right there. I mean, just for good measure. What a crazy box. And this is the Greninja. I had a good Greninja card, but, oops, okay. But this is the card, the Greninja card, this ultra rare. That was super sick, and I really like. This is what's being replaced by that SAR Greninja. So, yeah. What a box. Man, I'm glad I last minute decided I just wanted to open it, because that was my last chance to basically rip for that Greninja. I was just going to trade for it after this. But it feels really good to get it for yourself. That's really awesome. So thank you so much for watching these and joining in on this little adventure that was for a while a misadventure, but now is just an adventure. We got a lot more to go, a lot more Pokedex to catch, a lot more Pokemon to catch or to upgrade. And I'm so glad you're with me on this journey. We'll see you in the next one. That was really good. I would like to point out, unless I'm blind, that Claydol Art Rare isn't even in the TCG player listings. Yeah, they're still getting more cards. They're still adding more. Yeah, it's not in there. So, top loader, yes. Man, what a crazy box. Hadn't even sleeved these yet. I honestly hope that I need to see if they're streaming. I hope they're live right now. No, it does not seem like they are. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about agent damage, and no shade to them at all. Like they do rip and ship, they do it the way they want to do it, and that's awesome. But they're the ones who are like, yeah, we're not doing Ninja Spinner because there's no high class box. It's like, I didn't have to go very far to get the chase I wanted. Like, the hit rates are still far superior to English sets. It's just that is like well documented at this point. And heck, now I'm part of that documentation. I have the first one. I doubt that. You get onto the on TCG Player. Sometimes it's just by selling a card. You have to sell the card in order to, and it hasn't sold. Like no one's bought it, I guess. Either no one has tried to sell it because they're trying to collect them, or no one has purchased it or listed it for sale, I guess. I don't know. So they don't like document everything, particularly I think with Japanese sets that are very new. Can you imagine? Okay. Oh, we missed out on something here because I opened everything in specific order. But I could have done it to where I did the right stack first. Imagine if I had gotten that Froakie first. Imagine this. I need you to imagine this with me. How funny that would have been. That would have been so funny. That's a missed opportunity, but like, we don't manipulate this stuff. That would have been so funny. God, that's such a nice card. I really love the ultra rares with the white background. They're so good. What was this from? I think Crimson Haze is what that was from. I'm not even going to bother putting it back into the Pokédex because it's not going to stay in there. Okay, this will officially be the most valuable card I have ever put in the Pokédex because the Black Zekrom is still not in the Pokédex. Here's my rule for that. Here's how that's going to work. I've kind of decided on this. The Black Zekrom will only make its way into the Pokédex if at some point I pull or trade for the White Zekrom and the Red Victini, but they wouldn't be next to each other. Kind of close though. Just the white Reshiram. White Reshiram is what I meant to say. Did I say White Zekrom? White Reshiram. So if at some point I pull, which is unlikely because I hate White Flare, if in the unlikely circumstance I pull the White Reshiram, or if I trade for it, more likely, that is when the Black Zekrom will be in the Pokédex. Right now, it's just the awesome looking, but not much not very expensive Ends Zekrom full art promo from Ascended Heroes. And I think that works just fine for me. Let me finish tidying up and getting these all sorted. Oh man, I can't believe that. Like that's literally one of those things. One of the things that I'll see is I'll watch shorts and I'll see where they have like this insane reaction with a blurred out card at the beginning, and then it goes through the video and you're like, well, I got to know what that was. This is one of those cases where that is actually legitimately worth doing. But I did get that really cool zoom in at the beginning. And even though this whole effect right here is completely accidental, it's pretty cool. I could even kind of change how far it goes. It is very dramatic. Swapped out the CPU AIO fans for interconnected M25 120 G2. Like the Gen 2 is good. It is good. Minor upgrades to it, but worthy upgrades. Very nice. Very nice. So yes, there is a card in Ninja Spinner that is more valuable than the Greninja SAR, and it is the Mega Greninja EX Gold Hyper Rare. That is a nearly $500 card. That is a threshold where I'd be like, I don't know about putting this in the Pokédex, because for one thing, I like the art of the non-gold card more, and that is my main metric for getting into the Pokédex. Do I like the art more? Is it a cooler card? There you go. I have, these are not upgrades. So these go into the stack that is meant to go into the EX collection that I'm way behind on. Wait, Frogadier. This is going to just go back into the Pokédex, but I'm still going to, for now, they're all going in at the same time. That's so sick. I love when they do that. Moreover, I love when I pull it after they do that. When I actually get them. That's the better part of it. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the Ninjask and Shedinja combo of cards, but it's really cool to have. It would have been insane to pull, because you can get a couple of art rares in a box. It would have been so insane to get the Frogadier as well from that box. That'd be crazy. You know, I wonder if Rare Candy has the clay doll. Let's find out. What the hell did I do with my phone? Oh, it's over here. It's not gonna know what to do with this. I don't know what it references, but here. Let's give it as clear a picture as possible. Check this thing out. I've got this little guy. Yeah, it's in there. $2.52. $2.52. The older ones were so far gone, I couldn't even hear myself think. Yeesh. Yeah. Well, that was awesome. Jeez. What the heck? What even the heck was that? That was crazy. See, if you know the value going in, like you have a list waiting for you to know how much it's worth, I would be like, oh, it's just $2.52 if that's what I was focused on. No, this is going to look amazing in there. I love that. It does also tell me how easy it would be to make a really rad Pokédex by just buying singles. But I caught this. I caught this myself. And that's nice. To celebrate these awesome Pokemon pulls, we are going to raid a Pokemon streamer, Silver Lugia. Let's go say hi to Silver. Now, real quick, I'm going to do this real quick. You guys, if you are just following, well, that's totally fine. You do not have to be subscribed around here to feel welcome around here. And that's why we have free emotes. So when we raid, if there's only one thing you do, aside from maybe saying hi or something, right? Saying something nice, even if you got to go, you know, it is this. Just drop this or a few of these right here. If you're just following, you get free emotes regardless. If you are subscribed, that is what this is for. Just drop that. There you go. Easy peasy. Let's go say hi to Silver Lugia, who is currently playing 2 Pokemon games at once. Yes, that is happening. But as for me, it's going to be it for me tonight. Got a lot coming up, a lot to do. But as for streaming, Sunday is going to be the day. We'll see you Sunday around 8 p.m. Central. And I hope you have a wonderful end of your week and weekend. Until then, take care. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.
Let's go, nerds!